Dale joins a bit. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Gimmick. The road to WrestleMania has officially started. I am, as always, the Canadian Nightmare, and I'm joined by the phenomenal S-Bubs. S-Bubs, how's it going, sir?
Good.
Good. David will be joining us shortly. He was watching the event somewhere else, so he'll be joining us a little bit, so we'll get his thoughts. Don't know when, but we'll see. As I suppose talking to me off air, he is calculating the draft stuff, but also there's lots going into that. Winner, surprises, elimination, so that'll be in a bit. I was super surprised we're going to get into it. I thought for sure Oba was going to break that record. They're like, oh, it was like 3, 4, 5, and then they showed Brock like most elimination. Like, oh, what's going to happen? But that didn't happen. But yeah, we're going to break down everything that happened. There are only a little few AEW things to touch on after the fact as far as like Ciampa, and I guess we'll talk about with with AJ and see what's going on there. Hence S-Bub's name. Where is he going? He put those gloves back on. We will see. But overall of the show, S-Bubs, what do you think? Also, we had the men's women's start. We had the AJ and Gunther match, and we had Sammy and Drew, and then we had the men's Rumble close off, and then 18 minutes of pyrotechnics. But yeah, what did you think of the show?
I enjoyed the show. I thought it was a good show. I'd say we'll talk about. There's definitely one match that I wasn't really like that interested in because I felt like it was like predictable. But then at the same time, there were moments where I was like, "Oh, maybe I should be like paying attention to this because it's going good." But overall, I thought the show was good. There really wasn't that many like surprises. I'd say there were like a few. I guess in terms of the winners, well, what were your like?
I
Did
was
you
reading
guys also
Roman.
predict? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I was reading Roman, which we'll talk about. I feel like they did the same thing last year with both Rumbles. I feel like who's ever. I get like with the men's. Did you ever think Gunther was winning this thing? Like I didn't really think that was
Not
going to happen.
really.
I just feel like
I mean, my
they're
prediction was Roman. Like, yeah, I was like,
you had
I didn't
Roman
really
and you
see
had
anything
Liv.
else. Like Cody. Like, I didn't think Cody was winning.
No, that would have been
And
something. I
that
would
was
love
like
to see the
the
reaction.
second biggest name, but it was like, okay, it's pretty much only Roman who's gonna win this.
Yeah, like they could have got real. Don't get me wrong. I was talking with Emily because we're gonna talk about Roman a lot this episode. This man, he's wilding this weekend. I love it. Like contracts up in May. I don't care what people. He's definitely taking shots at Triple H. Now the good thing is you never know, is this something that they kind of want to cook up, or when you go, oh man, business wise really great. The creative just has to be there. He's talking about him not with a name. So I said to Emily after the interview, I'm like, man, that's the only thing that made me worry about picking Roman. Like, what if last minute the cover star of the deluxe 2K26 edition is like, you know what? Let's give it to Jacob. Jacob, let's strap a rocket to him. And I thought there was a chance. I thought, yeah, like if they wanted to, they could have gave it to Cody, but that would have been that would, I think, really backfire. But anyways, before we get to the matches, I feel like both the men's and the women's, and I had this issue with the women's last year, I feel like they book it in a way where when you get down that final 3 or 4, you know who's winning. They seem to like eliminate any other people, like Rhea, Io, Cody, even Jacob. Anybody thought, okay, if it's not Roman, if it's not Liv, maybe it could be one of these two. They don't. Obviously, because they don't want Cody and Roman to face off in the 2, and Cody's tossing up. But you could easily have done that finish still with them final 3, right? It could have been like Gunther, Cody, and Roman, and Cody looks like he's going to get someone else. And it would have been great. Probably not Roman, because Roman's like, no one's saving me. But like, it would have been great if it was Roman, because what like a full circle moment of like Drew screwing over Cody helps Roman win the Rumble. But we'll get there. But yeah, overall, I thought like it was a good show. There's there's 2 times in particular I got that like Fanboy Clay was saying that 1 of 8 or 1 of 9 Netflix thing. You're like, but like that's okay, because like that's what they do, and there's some downtime and stuff. But overall, I thought it had a big time feel. Other than, I think we're both talking about the same match. Like the WWE title match was definitely like, man, they're gonna cheer for Sam.
I was like half the like literally I was just sitting down eating fruit, not really watching the show during that match until I saw like Sammy go through a table, and I was like, wait, what's going on?
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's funny because it felt like they were trying to spam the whole home, like the Montreal Roman match, right? Hometown crowd. They want to cheer Sammy. They want him to win. That's going to get a lot of emotion in the crowd. But it felt like even the crowd knew, like, he's not winning this, right? Like, at least back in the day when it was Roman versus Sammy, it was like, maybe. I didn't think so, but people like, maybe they'll pull the switch. He's just so hot right now. Maybe they'll do it, right? No one believes Sammy's beating him right now. So that's where it kind of backfires, where even the hometown crowd is like, I don't know. And I don't think it was bad. It just felt like it was like it just felt like it was a Raw or SmackDown main event,
They were like enjoying the match, but it wasn't in like we think Sammy's like gonna win it. Like
Yes.
they saw like the cool stuff and pop for it, but it wasn't like, oh, like he's kicking out and like he's gonna win this now. It's just like this
Yeah.
is a cool match that's happening.
And it wasn't also the fact of like notoriously one of the most famous matches ever to do this, where the match is like okay, but the crowd is so hot. Is like Triple H versus Cena in WrestleMania 22, where anytime Cena does something, the crowd's over him, and Triple H will do like a headlock, and the crowd pops like Austin 98's walking out. So that's where it's like the crowd was there, but they definitely weren't like to that level where it's like they're making it so much more
Even
enjoyable.
compared
So
to like when he fought Roman, like Sammy and Roman in Canada.
yes,
'Cause
that
was the one
was
where like people thought he was like actually, even though in retrospect it was like because Cody had won the Rumble already. It's like
yeah.
we're doing like Cody versus Sammy at Mania, but even then for that one, people were like that one was one where like people were fully into that one.
Oh yeah, people were spinning out for Sammy. They're like, "Oh, Sammy's gonna win, then Cody's gonna turn on him." It's like they're not gonna do any of this shit. Like people are so obsessed with like Cody turning. I get it now, but in the past, there's been so many. Even the fucking Rock when he came back, were like, "We should turn Cody." It's like, well, like why? Like I get it at some point, but yeah. So that's the only thing I'd say. That was the only lull where it just felt like it was a Raw main event that was like a little bit above because they're kicking out finishes and doing table spots. But yeah, that was, and I guess we just dovetailed it then and they go into the Rumble winners where I thought it was good. There's some spots. I was just kind of surprised because to clarify, because I said not like he got beaten so easily. He did put up a fight. I was just surprised he did the whole Drew hits a Claymore, doesn't pin him, and waits around for like 10, 15 seconds, hits him again. To me, that's like a and maybe that's why Sammy could win the Rumble next year. That's like a you're not a contender type of win. That's like a jobber or somebody calls out a big guy and it's a good like the way Drew beat Sammy is like if this was Javon Evans versus Drew right now. And you go, oh yeah, that makes sense. It's Javon's first year on the main roster. Sammy's been here for almost a decade. He's been close to winning the title, so it just felt like a good job, kid. Better luck next time. It's like he's like a WrestleMania main eventer, so that's why I was just surprised where it was not even like two Claymore back to back. It was the Claymore and just like it not as bad as the Booker T Triple H finish, but it was like that where it's like Drew's just sitting around. He's making faces like you watch me, and he does it again. It just felt so dominant. I was like, man, like yeah, I don't know what Sam is doing to Mania. Obviously, he didn't wrestle last year, but I think for me, it's like I don't know, like a 3.25 somewhere in there. Like nothing.
Yeah, I'd probably get I'd probably have to rewatch it again just because I said I
Yeah.
wasn't really paying that much attention. But yeah, I'd probably go like a 3.5 around there because it was a good like it wasn't like a poorly wrestled match.
No,
Like they're
it was
doing good
fine,
stuff
yeah.
out there, but then it's also like yeah, like and still Sammy has never beaten Drew. He's like
12-0,
0
baby.
and 12. Yeah.
I want like an Undertaker next time they feud, Drew should joke like they should have that jokingly made like an Undertaker montage with the graphics and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's start with we'll start with the men's because that just ended off here and that has a lot of talking points to it. So as we joked about, not a joke no longer. Roman Reigns, thank God, right? For me, because in this same Rumble, if people don't know the draft, we have our draft ends in the Elimination Chamber. Me, Espos, and David have 10 superstars, and we get them points based on like a football draft system, right? And one of the biggest ones is a person that debuts on the main roster or a legend returning. And S-Bubs had Royce Keys, aka I was, man, Powerhouse Hobbs, when that showed up, I legitimately slapped the couch. I was like, oh, like you still would have got the points. So I was like, oh man, this is great. And then to do that break and Royce Keys, I'm like, I get it. The name's important to him. But that is worth 100 points for S-Bubs. I mean, me and him are very close. Thank God I got Liv and then Roman winning it. So literally we like, because Rumble's a 50, right?
Romble's 100.
Oh, so I got some room still. So Jericho could still debut and I'm good. So I literally needed these to like equal out. So the race is still on, but Roman wins the Rumble. And we kind of thought that. I think the only thing that's changed is what we've talked about the past few weeks, where I think the before effort was probably this match that Drew and Cody were or Drew and Sammy were having was probably the final time Drew and Cody would verse. Cody was probably going to beat him, Roman win the Rumble, and then boom, you're set up there. Where now it's an interesting situation because I was going to say interesting, but maybe not even because I was going to be like, you could see an argument for Roman versus Drew or Roman versus Punk, but with the interference with Cody taking out, it's like to me that took out is Roman going to pick Drew? Because I don't think so. That clearly is they've been doing this since like WrestleMania 14. Someone interferes in someone in the Rumble, and it's like, well, they're fighting at Mania. So, but yeah, overall, what do you think? At least before we break down specific spots, we thought Roman was winning. Do you think it was the right call? Did you like the final sequences? We had the final four of Randy, Gunther, Paul, and Roman, and then Cody got taken out by Drew, and then Roman did eliminate Jacob and Gunther, or he did eliminate Gunther and Jay as well. He geeked Jay out in the middle of the entrance thing, which was great. But yeah, what are your thoughts on the final stretch of the Rumble?
On the final stretch, I enjoyed it. I thought there was some good people in there. I'll say that like Drew eliminate when Drew eliminated Cody. I
Mhm.
actually thought it was Roman doing like the like
The
drive
drive
by
by,
drop kick.
it's very
Yeah,
similar, yeah, and the long hair too, because I didn't think
yeah,
it was
that's
Drew
what I
right
thought, that he
away.
had gone
Yeah,
like out the middle rope on the other side and like eliminated Cody, but it was Drew.
you couldn't
Uh,
eliminate me the legal way. You had to step outside the
yeah.
rope.
But I swear Drew like hit him like right in the head with that claymore. Like it
Yeah,
looked nasty. But on the finishing stretch, yeah, so we had Randy Paul. I feel like Randy and Paul got out like pretty quickly. Like Paul did
Randy's
like
elimination was just like thanks for the paycheck Riyadh. Like he didn't get like Rowan just or Gunther just threw him, he landed and he went out. Like there wasn't even like
yeah.
a big blow. I was just my eyes couldn't deceive me. I was trying to read what this shirt said. I read it as this Royce Key shirt. It says take what I want, but then it says I ate on like in graffiti, but I could
Yeah.
not read the middle of that shirt to save the life of me for a little bit there.
Take
I was like,
I want.
take I want. But anyways, continue on. I just had to bring that up.
So yeah, I was saying like really it was more the final two than the final four, because like I said, like Randy like RKO'd Logan, like they stood up for like the final four showdown, and
Yeah.
then Logan did like went for like the buckshot, Randy RKO'd him, threw him out, and then Gunther threw out Randy like right away. So really the final four was really not much. It was really more Roman and Gunther.
Yeah,
So
which
that's
that was
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
Again, like I
It
don't want
was
to be
funny.
that guy.
Roman, like he's not bumping for Gunther. I don't think he took. All he did was the sleeper to
Yeah,
him.
no chops. He took the sleeper, and that was about it. Well, that's why I was surprised when he got him up for the power bomb and he countered. But I
Yeah.
was like, oh man,
But
he's gonna
people are
power
talking
home
like this is
the big
like
dog.
this is all to make Roman like the ultimate like good guy. Like, oh, he survived. Sleeper took
Yeah,
out AJ, Cena, and Goldberg, and he's the hero. He threw out Gunther, who retired. All
yeah.
the favorites of the people. And but I actually liked the sequence. I'd say there was like when Gunther was first on the apron, Roman went for like the Superman punch. I was like, oh, that's it for Gunther. He didn't do anything to
Yeah,
Roman, but
I
it
was
did go
really
on a little
worried.
longer than that. Yeah,
Yeah, I was really
because that
worried.
was
Just
gonna
be-
be like the Charlotte and Roxanne, because from last year, because that's like Roxanne and Charlotte like throw Nia out, and then it was just Roxanne on the apron, and then Charlotte just like boots her off
boots
right
around, it's
away.
gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where it's like at least with the final four, like if you're gonna believe anyone's gonna win, else it's Gunther. Like I don't think he would, but it's like maybe they got some plan. They're pivoting, right? Maybe they're gonna do Gunther Punk 2. Here we go. But that's why it's like Paul's not winning it. Randy's definitely not winning because Randy's just again he's waiting for that Jelly Roll rematch. Like he's just like on. We talked about this last time. He's on cruise control and whatever he wants to be.
Yeah, I don't
So
really know what he does at Mania, to
like we
be
talked
honest.
about, whatever
Besides like the
yeah.
celebrity tag
Some
match or
celeb tag
whatever,
match or just a multi-man or him and Joe Henry run it back and he just RKO's Joe Henry again. But
the host of WrestleMania, Randy Orton.
yeah, yeah. But I guess I should have started. What did you think about the men's rumble overall as a match?
Overall, I'm like, I don't know, I'm like mixed on it, I'd say, because I think the stuff with Oba at the start was pretty cool with him
Mhm.
just like eliminating all these guys. I'd say the middle portion was kind of like okay, because there wasn't really much in terms of like surprises or like the big names, like besides Cody like in the middle, because he was like 15 I think or 16. So
Was he? I thought he was even early. I think he was like 11.
was
I
he?
could be. I think I could be
I
wrong.
might be
Maybe I'm
confusing
wrong,
with
but
some other year where he was like 15 or 16.
yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, I think he was pretty early. But yeah, that was good to get him in there. Yeah, I liked this one better than the women's. I think both these rumbles this year were a bit on the more lackluster side. I wouldn't call them bad per se. The women's rumble we'll get to, I never thought it was bad. It just kind of got like a little just formulaic for a while. It was just a lot of people do a couple moves and that was it. There's no spots. The men had a couple more spots. I agree with you where it kind of petered off in the middle. I think WWE always gets this way when they get Brock in there, that kind of fired it back up because they just have more people invested. They're doing the spots and they're doing the stare downs. I love that they kind of spammed. They did the same thing twice where they had Brock and Oba
Yeah,
do the
that's what
stare
I was saying
down.
in the chat. Like they did a stare down.
Yeah.
Someone came in, And then like they did the stare down again,
Yeah.
and they didn't start fighting like until after that first came out.
And they did that again with Roman and Cody. They did 2 stare down entrances via entrance. Do you everyone other than the 1D thing, Cody and Roman didn't touch at all. They didn't touch, not a single push, not a single punch. It's just like I get it if there's creative differences or who's gonna go over. How do you not just like I can't remember which rumble. I feel like it's one of the rumbles we reviewed too, where whether it's women or men, someone like they kept teasing and they never did. Oh, I think it was right. It was Punk and Cena, and we eventually got there. But it was like we were like, how come you don't even have them like throw a couple blows? And that's what's so weird. It's like the same WrestleMania where Rock and Austin fight, they have blows. A WrestleMania that they don't fight, they have blows. It's like have Cody and Roman just go back and forth for a bit, and then Brock or somebody double clothesline. It's just weird. It's like the crowd wants to see it. They want to see that like reunite. I'm not saying if they want to see that the Mania, but they want to see this fight now. Just do 6 combinations, done, and then someone interrupts. That's it. Like it's get Logan Paul the heat. You know, he comes in, low blows them both. I don't know. Just it's weird, especially because it'd be like, well, if it's gonna happen in Mania, then I understand. But we know it's not. At least right now, we know it's happening in Mania. So that was odd. But they did it through 2 entrances. So I thought, oh, they're building up to it. And at first, my dumb self thought, oh, they're gonna make them the finals, and it's gonna be a big deal. And no, not at all. And Cody got taken out. So yeah, I think it started good. I think it ended good. Like I said, I think it was better than the women's, but it wasn't like an all-timer. I think there was a bit more moments throughout here. I think we had Javon as the Iron Man, which I think we all kind of talked about as one of the big potential. So I think he got a really good showing there. He looked great. Like you pointed out on the Discord, he was a master at the near elimination. He got my kids multiple times.
He was on the apron like 16 times in this match.
Yeah.
And he would just never get thrown out.
He did at least 4 times. They throw him over and he catches it with his 2 hands and his like legs dangle. And like, not all like you might go.
Those always scare me, especially because of the Penta situation.
Yeah, we saw it last year. And the thing is with him, it's not that it's like because he's like a smaller guy. He's also just a super tall dude. Like he's taller than a lot of time when it's the low high flyers, they are like a Ray, right?
Like, he's a lot taller than like for the type of moves he does. Like he's like Randy Orton height.
He doesn't like. It's so funny. Like
it's because he's not like huge like Randy or whatever.
Well, yeah, like when he goes up to Oba, Oba doesn't like tower over him. They're almost like the similar height. So that's where for him to me was very impressive because his legs a lot longer. Obviously, he's a high flyer doing all this stuff. I thought it was smart that he kind of did a. I don't know what how the move's called, but when him and Randy and NXT tried to do that RKO, they just went with the springboard crossbody this time. It's like because I could see them setting it up because he hit him with
that was
something.
Like his old finisher, and like he doesn't really do it anymore. But that one was like it's like the twisting. It's like it's kind of like it's as if he did like the
double
the prettiest moonsault.
Like
but he does like a corkscrew and. Yeah, Randy and him missed. So they did and this one like with the height and everything, it still looked cool. So
it's still good. Yeah, I could see him though because he hit him with like a heel kick, and I saw Javon looking around. I'm like, oh my god, like. Are they gonna try and do it again? I'm like, the Rumble's not the place for this spot. Remember last year when LA Knight, Drew, and Logan Paul like bumped into each other, and Drew was all pissed. Like, this is not the spot. But when it was just a cross body, it was like, okay, that makes sense. So no, I think Javon did really shine. I think the 2 people that did shine was Javon and Oba. I think I would have actually liked them to go a little longer with the Oba eliminating people at the beginning. It felt because I was surprised, like, and good for him, I guess. When Damian Priest came out, I was like, oh man, they're gonna feed him Damian Priest.
Though.
Yeah, but they didn't. So that's why I wish there's a couple more like meh characters or people that like. I know they did this spot with the Miz, but someone on that level. But man, again, it's so funny the stuff we talked about the last 2 episodes and how they're just coming full circle with Ray Phoenix. That's more of a month ago with Ray Phoenix, Rusev, and Matt Cardona. When Oba's out there and it's like, okay, who are the people that are going to get feed? Rusev music hits. And even Emily doesn't watch full time, but she was around during the like U.S. title reign Rusev. She just shaking her head, just like, oh my God, like what are they doing? Rusev? She doesn't watch wrestling all. And I was like, what happened? Like, oh yeah, that's his role now. And then I just laughed when Cardona's music hit. I was like, oh my God, like first he comes back, drops the trick, and then this. Now he's in a feud with Kit Wilson. It's just like, man, like again.
I saw that on SmackDown this week. He wasn't on the show, but he had a dark match where he lost the trick before the show.
Oh, he didn't win in the dark match. My God, like, and that's just it's just so funny. Where Cardona, I don't think it's the same situation. I think he likes being in the Fed, and I think he's there with his wife. That's different. And Russo might not care either, but it's just like I would love to ask some of the guys, or even like Phoenix, right? Like Phoenix was like they didn't the commentators didn't laugh like the Miz, but Phoenix was used in a comedy spot. He goes for a springboard, Brock catches him. He just chucks him. He just chucks him like a kid aside and then F5s him and then throws him out. He was like, even at least his brother, like he didn't get a big showing this year, but it's like, if you're Ray Phoenix, like, man, you could have been the C2. So that's where it's so interesting with both companies, and with Rusev and Cardona specifically, I'm like, oh man, that was some, but I would have ran with Oba a little bit longer in the middle there. I think that I always liked that dynamic. I think that was fun. But yeah, Oba, Evans, is there anybody else in the Rumble that stood out to you that I'm kind of forgetting here?
For the men's,
Yeah.
those are definitely the two standouts.
LA Knight eliminated like the entire Vision almost.
Oh
Logan Paul
yeah,
survived, but big pop.
yeah. I will say, like, well, we were talking about like Royce Keys when you brought up the photo. Like, some people are theorizing, like, oh, like I've seen like half the people say like he's gonna be in the Vision, and the other half be like, oh, he's gonna be like fighting the Vision. He's gonna like help Punk fight the Vision or whatever.
I
And
would
I feel
definitely
like
prefer
with
that.
all three of them, because it was like Paul hit him, Theory hit him, and then Bronson hit him like to get him out of the ring. So it
Yeah.
was like all three of them took him out. So
To
I
me,
feel
that
like he's
makes
probably gonna be a face on Raw
yes.
fighting these guys.
That makes sense. Like you set that up. He wants like a little payback. They already like again, and I like both companies doing this. I just throw this out there because lots of people like, oh, AEW always just talk about WWE. Both companies do this all the time, and I like that when Will ran in, and at first, Royce Keys ran in. At first, Cody was standing, but then when he ran, he was on the ground. I was like, oh, I thought they were going to do the AEW thing. And then they did
Yeah,
after. They got
did
everyone
the
down. They
stare
cleared the
down.
ring and the stare
Yeah.
down. And Michael, oh, they got
I
a
did
storied
like
history
when
there.
he grabbed Cody's
Yeah.
like punch there, because it's like, oh, he knew it was coming.
Yeah, and that I love that both with either company. I like when Alistair Black still has his eye between both companies. Like, to me, it's not just like a reset. There's something there, right? I like when Rusev did come back and he was cutting the God
I
Feeder
did see
promos, and now he's
something
just
also
gone.
about like Alistair, that apparently like I don't think he's ever wrestled on one of the Saudi shows because of his tattoos is
Right,
the
the
reason.
tattoos.
Yeah.
Right, I forgot about the
So
tattoos. Yeah.
he'd have to be in a bodysuit like the women to wrestle in the men's Royal Rumble, just covering
There,
up his tattoos.
he got He should have wore a full body gimmick like that and everything. So there you go. David will be on his way soon. He says Royce and Cody smile each other equals cinema. Yeah, it's good. Like I said, I like back and forth. Hunter Iggy says, what are your thoughts on Royce Keys? The name, like, obviously it's important to him. It's not even that Royce Keys is a bad name. I just love the name Powerhouse Hobbs. It's just that's
Yeah.
a that to me is like a billboard cool wrestling moment, but that's fine. I think he has lots of potential. I think it all comes down to like obviously worth ethic. We never know what happens with the talent there when they get there. Same thing with Rusev, right? Like, we don't know if that's a booking thing or him thing, but I think if he acts the same way he did in AEW, I think he at least can be a upper mid card guy. I'm not
Yeah, I
gonna
was
say
gonna
main
say,
event yet.
I think they're gonna play him like a Mark Henry type, because it was like,
Okay.
because he does do like the world's strongest
He
slam, but
did
on
that tonight, and they were like,
commentary,
"Oh
Cole is
my
like, oh,
god!"
like
They
we've
treated
seen
it.
that before, yeah,
They
like
treat it like
yeah.
it's a fucking pile driver. They're like, he just hit the world's strongest.
Well, the spine buster he did hit though was a great one though. Like
Oh
that one
yeah,
they did, like I forgot who he did it to. It might have been Logan, but like
he's
he
good.
got them like with a huge one.
It's very like Arn Anderson ish type of
Yeah, where he just
spine
like
buster. So
snaps on it. Yeah.
yeah, so what I think his potential, I like him a lot. I like his worth ethic. I think he's a really good big man, because I think there's a lot of big men that either have lacked two things: ring skill or charisma. I think he has that. Promo, I think he's like fair on. I think in WWE it'll be better, like, because you have to do that more,
Like
right? There's more
overtime,
promos.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's like, or that's also what can make someone sink, right? He can get on the stick. He can get on the stick and just sync it up. Like, look at the time Cesaro got 2 minutes in the ring. Like, this corner, 4 sides. It was over. It was like his moment. It was his moment to cut like a mini pipe bomb, and he ruined the promo. And that's where it's like, that will happen if they put Royce Keys in enough situations where it's like, hey, you're with Punk, or you're in this angle, cut a promo,
Yeah.
and he just sucks. They will say, okay, you're down line, because in WWE that the character is more important there. So
Yeah, I think I said it on the last gimmick. Like, I could see him being a guy that's like, give him the IC title for a while,
yeah,
and like we'll see how he does, and then maybe he can be a main event guy.
that
I
or
wouldn't
you
say
can,
like maybe not like world champion like instantly or anything, but one
no.
where it's like in the main event scene.
Yeah, you definitely got to be like in the chamber or something like that, right? And I'm not even saying he couldn't win. That you never know, right? There's so many people that you look at, and then you're like even then, like Sincat brings up Andrade. Like look at Andrade. Like even in AEW, he was like just a mid card guy, and he like always doing good matches, but he was never in the top level. And then WWE they gave him like a little push, and then they cooled him off. Now the fucking whole crowd is chanting Idolo against MJF. It's like where did this come from? Like he just has this like momentum, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's gonna win the world title, but you never know. So it's like in 2 years from now, Royce Keys could be over. And I don't, again, with the two different titles, I think I always think about more of like the Raw World Heavyweight title. I know people don't like to think this way, but that is still like, well, right now it's the B tier title. If the big dog's getting that title, maybe it's going to become the A title.
I feel like that's kind of the reason. I feel like if he like wins the Rumble, chooses that title, and that title goes on last like of night 2, that's making it like a main title.
Well, and that's the same way as like people, that was the joke back in the day. People would argue in the Ruthless Aggression era, like what's more important, and it was just the title that was on Raw. Because if you watch Raw and SmackDown, technically the SmackDown title had the WWE title, and that was the title with the lineage, right? But on Raw, that world title in the cross pay-per-views was always main eventing. When Triple H had it, or Orton, or when Benoit was going for it, like it was always main eventing for, I'd say, 90% of the pay-per-views. So to me, it is depending on who holds the title. But yeah, Roman is definitely night 2 main event. There's no way whatsoever, which I do appreciate now when people win the title. They say it is a championship match at one of the main events of WrestleMania. Because now it's just like, well, because like again, sorry, we'll talk about like Liv and Stephanie are not going to go on last. I don't think so. But Shinkat's whole point was, I don't know if he'll be an Andrade or Penta in the, and you never know, right? Because even Rusev, right? Like, and Penta's different because obviously he just got injured recently, but I think he'll get hot again. Penta had a really hot first year, and then there's people that come in like, look at Rusev being back, right? So I think it depends on the person.
I think there was a report that was like, they really wanted to push Rusev, and the crowd didn't react to him, so they stopped pushing him. I don't necessarily think that's true, but that was like a report that was floating. Like, I feel like not getting crowd reactions and just like if they had him planned, he was like, oh, he's facing Cody and he has a match at SummerSlam. Like, I think it takes more than crowd reactions to be like, oh, we're canceling his push because he isn't getting crowd reactions.
Well, yeah, and it was like he's not even been around that long. It's not like, hey, we've been here working with him for 8 months and it's dead quiet, right? So, Sincat also said, I'm just afraid they'll run back the WrestleMania night 1 main event in the year of night 2. I think you're just getting that minus Rollins. Like, we'll talk about it too. I couldn't believe it. So obviously the other thing we did is all of us got 5 random numbers for the Royal Rumble, and we got 10 points if one of our numbers won it towards our draft, right? So I had number 2. So when I heard that later or earlier on, it was today when Braun Breaker was number 2, I was like, man, that gives me good odds. I still thought Roman was winning it, but Braun was clearly the number 2, which is so funny. We thought it's Roman or Braun, and Braun was in there for under 30 seconds, right? But they do the same, which
5 seconds was
5 seconds, which I appreciate. Like,
Santino, but
I wonder how he feels about it, because I wonder if he could have just pitched like, can I at least do 10 minutes? The guy just pulls me out and then throws me back in. Like, because this guy's in great shape. He's fucking fired up. He threw all the way to Saudi Arabia, and here he is 5 seconds out. But that's what happens. We're on the way to his entrance. A guy attacks him, who is clearly supposed to be Seth Rollins, but it's definitely not Seth Rollins. That's definitely not Seth Rollins. Like,
I feel like
body type.
I thought it was gonna be Finn, and Finn was gonna like take his place. That's what I thought. Because of the whole him not getting into the Rumble.
Can you imagine the pop when he unzipped that jacket and he was in the fucking demon gear too? People would have been losing it. Well, actually in Saudi, maybe that would have been allowed or something. I don't know. Maybe that would have been something. But so he gets attacked. Someone hits him with
this. Seth, I feel like, but I don't think the person.
No.
I mean, I thought it was just like I feel like, I don't know, because he kind of looks small in like theory. Because I don't know. It was someone.
He definitely did. Yeah. It's not Seth's body type for sure. Like
Good Morning Football or something like this morning. So
yeah, and Seth's not like a big guy, but just like it didn't even look like shoulders and height wise, it was like matching up with Seth, right? There's sometimes you see a guy in a gimmick costume, like that's the guy, right? Like Theory, like everyone's like looked at his butt and it's like that's fucking Austin Theory, right? But then they had, because one time they did have Montez Ford like rumored to sub in for him, right? And it like looked different.
Rumor,
yeah. So, and if it wasn't him, it was somebody else. That's where I think this is it's somebody.
Producer, put Jason Jordan in there to
Jamie Noble, something like that. And that's the thing where I think we all feel, and we talked about this last episode, where I think the reason Braun lost to Punk and why I didn't think he was win the Rumble is just because it feels like Seth is going to be ready for Mania, and it feels like they're doing Seth and Braun. Like I said, my pitch is still that they kick Braun out and they make Seth the heel. They all said they were going to help Braun win the Rumble, and he didn't win, but now he got attacked, so I'm sure it's fine. But yeah, I think the only reason they would do this storyline is if they felt very confident Seth was back. Because what else would you do? Like, who else would you make it if it's not Seth? It's not gonna be Punk. Punk would just do it straight up. I don't. When people say it's Adam Pearce, I don't buy that it's actually Adam Pearce. Like that. Adam Pearce. I'd be completely fine if they did a Adam Pearce versus Braun match. Like they just call him out. But like for Adam Pearce to like dress up and like I don't know about that. So
Braun versus Adam Pearce like street fight at Mania
and the match of the night. It's like Shane and AJ of this generation. They just steal the show. Adam Pearce is doing shooting star presses off the stage, but no, I think this just means Seth is good to go. And then, yeah, I'm interested to see how that storyline plays out, just what the crowd reactions like. Because, like I said, I don't know if people care about Seth Rollins in a babyface route, so we'll see. And like I said, I thought that was a great start of the interference, got the crowd hot. Oba chucked some people out. Damon Priest, yeah, he came out to no reaction whatsoever. Not many surprises with the AAA guy who, I talked about this in the Discord. Saudi clearly not watching AAA because it was quiet for everybody. We got La Parka, who's like the new version of La Parka, and Iguana or Mr. Iguana. I don't hate the guy's gimmick.
Over there, probably just like I think AAA over there would like only be on YouTube. And like with time differences, it'd probably be on for them at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. So I don't think they're watching it. Because even then, because yesterday they did SmackDown at like 12 EST, which was earlier than usual. But then here, like when Roman won, Michael Cole's like it's 2 a.m. here and like no one's left the arena. So they like it was more for time over here for it to match up like like they were there until like 2 a.m. I didn't know that, but
and that's the thing for me where it's just like with the Iguana thing, like I get it. I like some comedic wrestlers, but like I get the gimmick, right? I think the only thing for me is like you really need that crowd to be in on it. And don't get me wrong, I've seen it in like the North American, like when they've made it work in WWE, like I've seen it work. I think with here when it's quiet and no one like he gets chokeslammed, he's doing like his spot and he just gets pushed over. When it's quiet, it just makes him look bad. Like it just doesn't play. So I feel like they should have thought about that differently or even tested out like on a SmackDown, been like, but hey, good for him. He got to be in the Rumble. Damian Priest chokeslammed him and an Iguana stuffy. I can't even remember who even got Priest out. Was he just like a Brock elimination?
I think. Well, let me see. I'm scrolling Cage Match right now, but even then, it's not like it has the women's all the eliminations in order, but the men's it doesn't have it yet. So
jeez,
I might not finish it all here, but
yeah, that's fine. But no, so it was. Yeah, whatever. Those spots were fine. I would maybe use them for other people, but I get it. Good for AAA. They own them, so there you go. You got that in there. Another spot, which was again just a couple. I feel like this is where I was. The men's Rumble had some weird spots where the women's Rumble just had like a lack of just spots. There's a point where it's just like it was like 10, 15 minutes of nothing happening, and then Chelsea Green came and did some comedy, and then it was like another 5 minutes of nothing.
Crowd was going crazy for Chelsea Green.
Oh yeah, they were. It's just like, but it's just it was straight. That was strange. But so you get Brock and Oba. They eventually face off. They have a couple back and forths. Brock takes out Oba. I guess they're going to set that up for Mania. I guess we've talked about it as a potential one. I'd like to see that not would I like to see that? No, but for what they're doing with Brock and Oba going over, sure. But then in a super weird turn of events, not only does out of nowhere, LA Knight and Cody Rhodes team up to get rid of Brock, which is so strange. I don't understand. Like, just give it to Roman. Just let the big dog Superman punch him out.
Even if it's like a thing of like Brock, like, oh, I only want these guys to eliminate me. It seems like I don't think he's ever worked with LA Knight before. That seems
that's
like
the Mania match. Maybe that is
he's
the
Mania
match.
He's one of the guys that like thought LA Knight's getting buried. Like, I need to give something to this guy.
He saw the Slim Jim commercials. Like, what are they doing with this guy? I got to work with him. But like, so not only is it Cody and LA Knight in a team up, which is okay, and then later on they have Cody eliminate LA Knight. So it's just like weird all around. But they do that, and they do this during Jay's entrance. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't give a shit about Brock Lesnar. If they said that was his last appearance in WWE forever, that'd be great. But WWE clearly, even with tonight's entrance, they like to treat him as a big deal, right? Like it's supposed to be a big thing of Brock Lesnar. So you're just gonna like dump him out during an entrance? Like to me, it's like the cardinal sin for anybody to get. If they get eliminated during an entrance, it's like they don't care about you, or Brock clearly just had to catch his flight and he's like, oh fuck, we've gone over 10 minutes, I need to go. But it was just like a nothing. Like if Brock's in there, give it even just like Cody do it himself. Like it was a odd moment with Brock and stuff. But I think the fact that he was in there and he threw an elbow, that was his only reason in there. Just set up that match. So if we want to do it Mania, we have some stuff, right? We have a history of Oba wants to call you out, right?
Yeah,
What do you think?
because I didn't really know what Oba would necessarily do at Mania. Like, I feel like he'd be like a world title guy if the world titles didn't already have like people who we think are gonna do it. Like, I don't see him being in just like an IC or US like multi-man. I don't really see that. I feel like he'll be like in like a big singles match, especially Brock could be, but I'm just saying like besides Brock, I don't really know what he'd do. For like a big, man. Besides like Jericho. Him versus like Randy or something. Yeah.
Randy could happen too. Yeah, Randy could also happen. But yeah, I think that's the one. But I think they will give him some. I agree with you. He just doesn't fit the mid card. I know on Abu Show Self-Made, they said that it looks like the men's IC is going to be a multi-man. So I guess you could do that. Maybe because I guess the same point is, so what, Punk? Well, I don't even know when. I imagine Punk's going to drop it to Roman, and I think Braun's going to beat Roman at SummerSlam, because remember that was the rumor this year that they were going to do Roman and Braun. Actually, it was on the board, wasn't it? For that Unreal season, it was Roman and Braun, I think. Yeah,
because what they did this year was a tag, or what they did last year's tag.
Right, yeah, they did him and Jay. So I feel like they're going to go full circle, and I could see them doing Roman and Braun, and that's where Braun gets it. And then
probably Braun winning like King of the Ring.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's an easy step. Yeah, you do that. On the WWE side, I really don't know. I think it's probably just going to go back to Cody, and people are going to start to turn more. But maybe it could be Jacob. That's where,
and yeah,
whoever.
Yeah,
if Oba, because it's not confirmed Oba's on Raw. Because even tonight they're like, I just want to know what show he's on. If he's on SmackDown, then I think that's possible. If they just stick if they also stick Oba just on Raw, I could see them just do like. Just give him the IC title for a bit to keep him busy, right? Like a Gunther type of run where it's just like, well, it's that thing of he's not ready for the main event yet, but we don't want to lose. So I could see him. That's the only way is if they do a multi-man, maybe he just destroys everybody, So, yeah. But I don't know.
I was seeing this comment from, can you highlight Hunter Gee's comment here of the thing with his contract was it was supposedly done like January. Midnight New Year, yeah. But he's still on the AEW roster page, so
which usually when people are gone, they like update
that
is
like
relatively.
Instantly,
yeah. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of like
unless TK just dropped the bag, we can't give WWE this guy.
Yeah, like it's tough because like I think TK and even the Bucks, right? They said like, oh, we'd like him to stay. He's a part of the history, like. I think it's just maybe their hope is like enough time has passed, and when he comes back, the fans and AEW will react positively. But I think people are done. Like I know I've been done for a while, but I just it's also just like again, take out whether you're bored of him or not. We've talked about this before. I just don't know what there is for him to do in AEW now. Like what is there? What can he really like Jericho do? Like he's worked all the top guys like multiple times, right? Like Kenny, Ospreay, he did all in
like
that.
All the titles. I mean, he's literally done the Ring of I was gonna say he literally did the send him to Ring of Honor thing twice.
Yeah.
So
I just that's where it is, and maybe I guess you could make my only hope is that he does sign with WWE, but he debuts in TNA before Chamber, so S-Bucks doesn't get the points. But I do think Jericho is gonna end up there. I just wonder at the same time too, there could always be a situation where Jericho goes to WWE and maybe they give him an offer that he thinks is lower than he wants, right? And he's talking with TK, right?
Supposedly still like the most paid person in AEW,
which is not gonna be the case in WWE.
I think it's him and Cope, and that's rumored like because I think at the start
Paige
like
was high up there apparently.
Yeah, because I think 2019 Jericho was like he was making like in AEW like $2 million a year. And supposedly it went up, so he's probably
because
like
the rumor is
$4
Edge is making $3 million a year, which is fucking crazy. I hope those merch sales are doing well. That's the only way.
It
If
works
TK,
like 5 matches a year.
if TK say, "Hey Travis, look at these sales," okay, yeah, rare superstar, hell yeah, pay him that money. But if it's not, and that's what's so crazy too, because it was definitely money. Because I remember when he signed with AEW, Copeland was like, "Well," which I understood. He's like, "Well, WWE offered me the same contract before, which is good money, but part time." He's like, "I just don't really want to do the part time thing." It's like, and granted, don't get me wrong, when he is wrestling, he does like a bunch of Dynamite matches and a PL or pay per view, right? Like it's not like Roman who promo one match and out, but like he's
he'll
still
be
part time. He's still a part time guy,
yeah.
you know. So it's funny that way. But in cases, I doubt Roman holds past Survivor Series. No, absolutely not. I think
I did see a few memes like Roman beats Punk at Mania. We do Rock and Roman in Saudi next year for the
absolutely.
belt.
To me, that is the trajectory of Punk and Roman. Boom, Roman wins it. He drops it to Braun, and somehow they get to Rock. I think Rock is absolutely doing that Saudi match. The only reason, unless he really was like, I'd rather retire in like Florida, like somewhere where he grew up or something. But if he doesn't care about that, and if he's just all about the bag, he will do Saudi. They're gonna do Roman. Roman will beat him.
Austin
I don't know
as
what.
the ref.
Awesome. Oh god damn. Yeah. I don't know what the story will just be easy of just like, I don't know, like whatever. You want to be the head of the table? Get like they just Rock has to just say one silly thing, and everyone's like,
the title with the Ulafa.
oh, like they should do that. His championship, the Rock's the People's Championship.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they should. That's the poster right there. It's both like them pulling the
Or
title
like a
and
unification match.
Yeah.
Like, and like in the future, whoever's the WWE champion is the People's Champion. Yeah.
It's so funny because she doesn't know his music, but in the Women's Rumble, when Asuka came out, her little mask thing on the Titantron looks similar to the Brahma Bull like effects that The Rock has. So Logan was like, "The Rock's coming out." I'm like, no, he's not in the Women's Rumble. Don't worry. Even though I love just like the end of the Saudi Women's Rumble, Rock's up there giving the one there. But let me pull my notes. Oh, that was another person I was kind of surprised didn't get a big highlight. Crowds all over him again, turn babyface, but I thought Trick was in and out real fast. I thought he was in there for maybe what?
He didn't do like that much.
No, but I thought they'd still give him like a moment, you know, like something just to be like the crowds with him. I think he's done relatively good work for what he does on the main roster. I thought he'd get like a big elimination or a big moment or something like that, but no, Cody just tossed him out like a sack of potatoes, and that was it.
Yeah,
you know,
I thought that was gonna be like Javon, but he lasted like Trick didn't last that long. I was surprised Kit Wilson wasn't in this Rumble. I was fully expecting him to be.
I think the crowd would have popped for him too. They were like when obviously Cody's the top guy, but still when Cody's music stopped, they sang his music for like a whole nother minute. It was very fun, and Cody was over here. It would have been interesting to see if he would have won the Rumble, what the reaction would have been.
When he threw out people like when he threw out like LA Knight and stuff like that.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think. I think that's all the notes I have for the men's. Yeah, that's all I think I've meant. Anything for you?
I think that's pretty much it.
Okay, so then we'll go to let's go to just in case Dave gets back. We'll talk about the AJ Gunther one, and we'll save the women's last, so we don't have to recycle that because we get David's quick spots. But like Sinclair, I think Royce got more of a showcase than Trick. I thought Trick was going to have a few more moments, but again, he's got that crowd. So we got Gunther versus AJ. S-Bubs, what do you think about this match overall?
I really, really like this match. I thought it was great. I liked it more than their match on Raw a few weeks back because this one felt more like it had that like desperation of AJ like needing to win. So it felt a bit more fast paced in that way. Even though I did like the other one a lot, and in the end it still does go to like the submissions. But I thought this was just like a really, really great match.
Yeah, no, I thought it was fantastic too, and it's just like, man, like AJ's last little run here. Obviously, like the Cena AJ match is just like a fun finisher, nostalgia spam, but it still is great. This this week from the AJ Punk thing was like fine enough. I hated that finish. I hate every time they fucking get me for like a big TV match, and I swear like
they hadn't done a DQ on Raw like the whole year until I
swear every time I'm like I'm gonna watch this Raw match tonight, it's how Travis watching DQ, but like that one's like all right. I don't think it hit the potential I was hoping, but then as we talked about last week, Nakamura and him was great, and this is another great one. This is like I don't know if it would be in contention for. Yeah, like because like obviously I know tons of people have like Tanahashi and Okada as their match here right now. I don't like I know why people have that for nostalgia reason, but like there's some spots that Tana was moving where I'm like I can't justify having this as match here. I can have it as like a nice like a shout out, but I could never be like this is for sure my match. So honestly, I guess I should make my dropkick list and start putting it there because I think it might be. But even then, like the knock match was good, but yeah, this was great. I think yeah, you hit the nail on the head with the desperation. I think my favorite spot was him. They were making us think that AJ was gonna do like the ref was gonna do a stoppage for the chops. It was just
Yeah.
going through chop and bunch in the corner, and this is like near the end after all the finishes happen. Chop and bunch, and then he drops. And
And
ref's
then
like,
he
"Oh,
just
you
like
doing
fires
okay?"
up and goes
He
at
fires
it.
up,
Yeah.
and then he comes back and chop. And like I actually thought that's what they're gonna do because I did think they were gonna do something different, right? Because I asked you guys.
I was thinking maybe Gunther would get like DQ, like they would do a stoppage, but like a
I was
DQ,
so
like
worried.
kept chopping like after the 5. I thought that was
Yeah, and
what
AJ
they
would
were gonna do.
win. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was like, oh no, but like I love that, and I thought because I had asked you guys before because I forgot about Goldberg. Goldberg was the pass out, Cena was the tap. That's where I thought, they're gonna do something different here, and they didn't. They didn't with the Goldberg thing. So AJ didn't tap. He
yeah.
took
The
he
Goldberg one was funny because they so like for Gunther to not kick out of the jackhammer, like they were
yeah
just having a normal match. Ref bump, he hits the jackhammer, and like Charles Robinson like slow counts it, and then like he just puts Goldberg to sleep. So they
yeah.
did the ref bump just for Goldberg to hit the
He could have
jackhammer in
beat
his last
Gunther. He
match.
could have beat
Yeah.
him. So. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's good. Yeah, I like the sleeper escape. Yeah, I absolutely like that as well. It was great, and I think it was good. They were good at faking out the crowd because sometimes you do the escape and stuff like that maybe too much. Like because it was legs wrapped around him and he used elbows, hits his thigh, and then they did that twice. Sometimes that could backfire because it sucks when you do it the second time and the crowd's like over. It's okay, we bought it the first time,
Yeah.
but they were still into it because
There was
I
one I
think it was
really
like
liked that was like
back and
Gunther
forth.
got him into the sleeper, like while AJ was still had him in the calf crusher. Like
Yes,
Gunther like
I
put his
love when he
arms
does
like
that.
behind his
Yeah,
head, yeah, and like
yeah,
grabbed them. I thought that was really great. Like there were some
yeah.
spots there where it definitely made it more creative than just like, oh, he picks him up and puts him on the sleeper and gets down, he rolls out of it or something like that. Like they continuously found new ways to do it, so it wasn't just like over and over the sleeper. It's kind of
Yeah.
what I felt happened in like the final 2 of the Rumble, like when he was putting Roman in the sleeper, it kind of felt like it was just like in the same way. Because obviously it's different, like because he's trying to put him in the sleeper, but in the Rumble, it's not like I don't think like oh you put him to sleep in the. I mean, I guess it could
No,
work. Like you put
well,
him
that's the idea,
into
right?
sleep and throw him out. Yeah,
Because that's how I'm explaining to my kids. Because like, oh, you won't tap out. I'm like, well, the idea is you get it's funny wrestling logic, right? Because the idea is you get him to sleep, he passes out, you throw him out. But how many times in wrestling logic does that happen? And when they go to pick him up, they're like, oh, dead weight, he can't get him up. So
yeah,
it's like in wrestling logic, if a guy is awake, he will lift a 400-pound man and body slam him. But if he is passed out, oh, I can't do it. He's just too heavy now. I can't do it. So
yeah.
like that's the idea. And no, I would love, if Gunther ever wins a Rumble, I would love that to actually be the finish because everyone says like, oh, that's what would happen, right? You'd submission because they always say like, you can't win this way. Yeah, but if you get him knocked out, even Last Man
Or I
Standing,
would
they always
love
do that,
like
right? Like,
yeah.
oh, if he passes out from the pain, it's like I would love it if he chokes someone out. They'd probably do it would be like over the rope
I was
and
gonna say,
choke,
I
and
feel like
then
yeah, he puts
yeah,
some, or even if Gunther is like on the apron, he like chokes someone like using the ropes, and then they're like asleep, and he like back body drops them over. Speaking
yeah.
of the back body drop, that one to AJ, that
Oh
might have
my
been one
god,
of
he
his
got the
best
height.
ever. Yeah,
And AJ's good because he used to do that when he was younger. Because you'd always say when AJ would like go into a ball, it's like, oh, he's
yeah.
getting extra height here.
I
Because he's
saw like
older, he
on
doesn't do as much. But
yeah on Chris Van Vliet, he said that him and JD McDonough have like a competition to like each time try and go higher than each other. And I feel like if this is his last match, like this might have been one of because he got like twice the height of Gunther on
yeah.
that one.
Yeah, and to that, yeah. So this match was great. It was fantastic. I thought like it was a great combo of the almost AJ Nakamura, which was like akin to a New Japan main event match, and then to like the Gunther big match style. Because I feel like the match he did with Randy, King of the Ring, the Cena match, the Punk match, like Gunther has like his own, like of course he has a style, but I feel like for these bigger matches, they like this style of this overbearing kind of monster that can still be taken out, but like can still just dominate you. And yeah, the fact that he didn't pass or he didn't tap out does I don't know how I feel about that. Doesn't matter to me, I guess, because it's just like people were mad about the Cena thing. I guess I would have preferred he tapped out because I just like that idea of Gunther just destroying people. But they did the spot, which is so interesting because the last week on Raw, he did talk about this where he said, well, if Gunther beats me, it's the end of my WWE career, right? And then he loses, and then there's been a lot of scuttlebutt about like, oh man, like AJ's talked to AEW before, maybe that happens again. He loses. You got Ospreay, got Monet tweeting out, and then to me, which I know people say just might be for the taunt, but why I think this fucker is definitely, even if it's in TNA wrestling again, the fact that he went to go put down the gloves and they stopped and put him back on, that man is still retired. And I guess in the Discord, put those gloves on. You got an all-in 35, 40-minute match with Kenny fucking Omega. Let's lock in. Just do Kenny, Ospreay, maybe 6 men with the Bucks. We're good to go. Call it a career. Or I've loved people's pitches like, let's say he goes TNA, does Frankie, goes to New Japan, works like Suji and a couple other people. Like, I love it. Like, that'd be an actual cool retirement tour of imagine that, like, there must be somebody, but has anyone in their last year worked for WWE, TNA, New Japan, AEW 1 year? Like, there might be somebody, but like, that'd be awesome if you could, like, yeah, that was my last run of like all these places. Maybe go pick some fucking indie nowhere, like that's like 200 people in surprise.
He's showing up at like this last year. He did show up at some random like Georgia indie just to like raise a guy's hand to like. Yeah,
wrestle that guy. That guy, you know? So, but yeah, I suppose, what do you think? So I'll say Lost Gunther. So he should be retired. PW Insight said he's not scheduled for WTV this week, but
from the Royal Rumble post show, it says Triple H claims that AJ Styles told him he's done for good when it comes to in-ring competition.
All right, we'll see. I've heard that before.
He's just lying to Triple H.
He's
got Tony Khan muted on a call in his pocket.
He's already got his bank account updated, good to go. But yeah, what do you think? Do you think this is actually it for him, or do you think he's going anywhere else? Not even just AEW.
I feel like he's got to wrestle like one more match. I feel like, I don't know. Like you said, yeah, I could see it being like in Japan or TNA or AEW. I think, I don't know if he's like necessarily just like a money guy, but like I feel like if you offered him and like what we said last time, like if TK is just like $5 million for one match or whatever, like what do you do?
You gotta take it.
Yeah.
No, it's tough, right? Because even AJ in an interview this last week was like, "Oh, I made a list of people I want to like wrestle maybe one more time that are in different companies," right? And it's like, well, why would you even say that stuff? Like, and it could just be a way to, I don't know, again, deflect and more kayfabe, and even then, when he tells
like sell the match because like when I win, this is gonna be like the start of my retirement tour because I'm gonna beat Gunther.
Yeah, and even then, like I don't know, like was he just also lying to Nakamura too? Because I think Nakamura did post that as like a genuine
that was definitely
thing.
Just accidentally posted it.
So like, and that thing, he could just be shooting people. We hear that all the time. Wrestlers being like, yeah, they lied to me. They told me one thing and said another thing, and actually they're doing this. So, and to me, that would be in his best interest, right, to not do that, because I don't know. Well, at the same time, his contract's up, so it's just like, I don't know, what would the situation be? Maybe he just won one last big match. That's the way he gets it. I don't know. Again, the greatest I was there live the night after WrestleMania, 26 when Ric Flair, or was it? No, it was 24 when Ric Flair lost Shawn Michaels, and like 2 or 3 months later, or no, a year later, he is rolling tacks with Mick Foley, and in the
I did
TNA
say, funnily enough,
yeah.
like when he did retire and then showed up in TNA right after, the person he showed up to manage was AJ Styles. So AJ
and
pulling the same thing.
They gave him the bad robes too. Like they wouldn't pay for his like nice big robes, so he's just wearing these like discount ones. So for me, it's a hope. If he calls it here, man, it's been a great career. I've been watching AJ Styles forever. He was definitely my guy in TNA, but that was like a lot of people. Like that wasn't like a big like crazy thing to say, oh, I love AJ Styles, but that was the thing of like, they had a lot of stuff, right? They eventually got Sting and they had other people come over, but it was like, oh, but they have the X division and they got AJ Styles. Even if they're bad things, like they got those two. I'd say it was like that up until like the mid Dixie Carter era. That's why I'd say like the beginning was fine, but then it started changing. Then definitely the Hogan Eric era was not like, oh, they got AJ, because AJ sometimes was like not even on the show. Like he was very down, even though like with Rick, he was the champion of Fortune. They pull him aside when they did that whole like Fortune and Immortal combined and stuff like, so it was a rocky road. But even his WWE career, I was just thinking about that today when I was watching like the highlights. It's like, he had a good debut at the Rumble against Roman. He had, WrestleMania spot records a little tracky, or track records a little spotty, but like he had a couple good runs in there with the WWE title. He got to win it twice. His first run as WWE champion was really good. Same thing. They like built SmackDown around him for a while when it was like, and he was
like
on top with like
400-day run or something like that.
yeah, and he was on top when it was like Moxley and Cena were there, and he had some good programs with Ambrose and even Cena, like and him and Cena, that trilogy. So they had some good stuff along the way. So it's like overall, I think his WWE career is like a big plus. And maybe that's the thing where I guess that's the other thing, right? When I say, oh, why wouldn't he take it if it's a money thing? I guess it's the fact of you can always get that Legends deal, and you always become a coach, and you can always go into the Hall of Fame, right? And that's the thing where people got to think about like, is that worth it? Because sometimes that might burn a bridge, right? If they say, "Oh, you said it was the end of your career," and not right away. I'm saying like 5-6 years, sure. Like we're gonna talk about Brie Bella, right? But sometimes there is like a, well, you said you're gonna do that, and we're not gonna. I still think that's a part of the reason why Batista's not in the Hall of Fame, because like they want him to do the COVID one, he accepted, and he's like, well, there's gonna be no people there. I don't really want to do that, and he's not been invited back. Why wouldn't it be the year after? Like, hey, let's get Big Dave in there. It hasn't happened, right? So there's just sometimes petty stuff that they do hold on to. But for his career overall, I think it was, and he had a great run in New Japan as well, like great stuff as Bullet Club. And again, people have said this. I think we talked about this last episode. AJ leaving New Japan for WWE is one of those like AEW, WCW. That is a full on what if alternate dimension thing. If he stays there, you don't know if Kenny Omega goes up. And if Kenny doesn't go up, the Elite doesn't happen, maybe the Jericho match doesn't happen, and AEW doesn't happen. So there's a chance if AJ Styles doesn't leave WWE or doesn't leave to WWE, the AEW as a company might not even exist. That's part of the reason why I would love him to be there, because he could kind of say like,
and I think
hey,
he was,
oh
yeah,
I wasn't around for this, but it's because of me that's kind of started, So
yeah, because there was even rumors of like, or I've been just like hearing retroactively of like he was supposed to be like on that first Dynamite, like
he was, yeah, they were talking.
But when it was supposed to be in MSG, there was like talks of like him and the Good Brothers like coming in 2019.
Yeah, no, and that's the same thing too. It's a big comparison to me is with Sting. He talked with WWE tons of times, and it never happened. Then when it did happen, it sucked. But like he could be that same way of like kind of cold feet, unsure of what he wants to do, right? And it makes sense because, like I said, he wants to be a coach. Like, he gets some good money and not have to take all these bumps, right? But yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. I hope it happens selfishly, even if it's just for a couple matches. I'm gonna take it that him putting the gloves back on was that. But even if not, he had a fantastic career. He was a highlight of many companies, even in the big WWE and in WWE. Don't get me wrong. When he went there, tons of us were worried. When first WrestleMania, he's eating that pin to Jericho, like, because it's the same thing too. Like he even talks about his first meeting with Vince, where at first like Vince didn't really get him, and then he's like, "Well, I want you to be like a pit bull, try that out," and then it worked. But like there is a very good alternate universe where AJ's there for a couple of years and he's back in TNA, and that's it. So I think he did have a very good WWE career. I agree with Sincad that like his early 2000s were bad. Yeah, I think that's where they kind of just didn't know what to do with him. I think they were in the middle of pushing a lot of new young talent, and they didn't really have a spot for him. Like even like this final year, to me, like him winning the tag titles with Dragon Lee is like super fucking random. Like that's some of the most random. Like even if you're gonna have a tag team title run, it's like, really, Dragon Lee? Like that's
you just like Dragon Lee.
Yeah, maybe that's it, right? I mean, there's so much stuff we don't know, but that's where it's like it was definitely that. But hey, he also, unless Saudi throws a big paycheck, he's Undertaker's last match as well, technically, right? Like he's in the Bowyern match, and that was that was very well acclaimed. People love that thing. That was a fun thing, right? So he's got tons
he'll be in the like of the history books of WWE. Like he'll always be there for a lot of different important stuff. Like I said, like Undertaker's last match, the title reign, like he's probably, I think, still like top 10 longest WWE title reigns, I think.
Of all time?
I think so. Because he's like he was like in the 4, I think he had, or I don't know if it's combined, but I know he definitely held it like in the face. Let me just look it up.
Because like what the top 3 are like, it's like, or top 4 is like Bruno, Hogan, Backlund, and Roman, I'm pretty sure. So you got those 4 for sure. And those are like in the like multi-thousand days, right? So that's the only thing where I'm like, is that still the case?
Yeah, I looked up. His second reign, he had it for 371 days, which says it's still in the top 10 longest.
Really? Wow.
It says 8th longest title reign in WWE. history, he's tied with Randy Savage.
Wow, that's fascinating. Well, good for him. That's crazy. I did not know it was that number. So, wow, good for
Which
him
is
there.
actually
So,
the second run, like the one where he was on SmackDown and everything with Dean Ambrose and everything. That one wasn't as long. The second
no,
one
that
was after he
yeah.
beat Jinder.
Well, because they beat Ambi Jinder and they had nothing else going on. And same thing, he had like a
Yeah,
fun little program with Brian and stuff. So, yeah, we will see. But then, yeah, and I guess what we'll do here before, because Dave should be back any second here, what we'll do is I did not announce at the top of the show, but what we're doing is next weekend on the 7th, so February 7th at 1:30 p.m. PST. We're going to, now I can officially say this, finish off our WWE 2K25 GMO. Because originally what we're
Travis
going
was
to do.
waiting to see how good my GM was going to be in
Oh, absolutely,
2K26 to
absolutely,
decide
absolutely,
if he actually wanted to.
yeah. Because I was not gonna have us stream the 25 version. I know some people do that. Like, no, like the GMO probably streams like have a small enough audience, enough a niche audience. Like if it's 25, no one's gonna come out and watch those. But that's what I was like. It depended on that. And originally we were gonna finish the 3 seasons, see what happened with 26. Holiday season stuff happened. So what we're going to do officially is we're going to finish it off. So next week will be the series finale of the 2025 2K25, whatever the hell it's called, WWE 2K25 edition. Right now we're in week 16, so we got
I
10 more
think,
weeks to play out.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
till
Survivor
Mania.
Series Mania.
Yeah. Survivor Series of Mania. So that's me, Espos, and Davis. So we're gonna finish that off. Then whoever wins that wins that. And then what we'll do is before the next game comes out, we will do what we promised. We're gonna do a best of 5, or what we'll figure it out. Someone was
Yeah.
it the first to 3 wins, and we keep playing the matches. But it's gonna be a bunch of matches. It's gonna be us and like a TLC. Hell in a Cell, like, and it's gonna be whoever wins 3, and then we'll keep going because that's gonna decide our order. Because yes, we will figure out. We don't know when yet. We'll see because we'll see who's. I know I'm getting the deluxe because I'm a fucking.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when I'm looking at the stuff, I was calculating the DLC and stuff like that, and I
Yeah.
was like, I know I'm gonna get the deluxe just because I'm gonna want to play 7 days early. Like, I'm gonna be watching the timeline, people posting clips and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
no, I'm getting the deluxe just to play 7 days early.
So yeah, I will be
Even
doing
though
that too.
last
So
time the servers, the 7 day early servers, were like screwing us when we played.
yeah, well, what we'll do this time is if we will write it down as, and if worst case happens, we'll do what we always said, where we do a this time we won't stream a whole day as well either. We'll just stream the first 2
Yeah,
weeks. Well, we'll do the draft in the first 5 weeks, but worst case we'll write it down and draft. But yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So we'll probably, like last time, I do want to do a stream relatively soon after releases because I think it's fun for us to do it with, like, we'll have some play time, but not a lot. So
interesting with the changes too of like, well, like what we were talking about in Discord, supposedly 50-week schedule.
yes. So
So
our seasons are going to be much longer now. It's not going to be like, oh, so now I will never announce anything in advance. So our plan is next week we finish off GMO. That declares the winner between all 3 of us. To close off, so let's say that's February, probably the end of February, we will try and do one more stream of a best of 5. First person to get 3 wins, and that will decide the ranking of who gets to pick their GM first or show first, everything like that for 26. And then with David, I think he's also getting deluxe, but within those like week we'll probably do some sort of stream. We'll find a way, and yeah, we'll do our first stream of
like
GMO. And
first
yeah,
2 weeks we'll probably have something in there.
yeah, I cannot wait. 50-week schedule, intergender matches, more shows. I cannot wait to see this bad boy. I'm so hyped. That's my fucking copium every year. GMO, it just goes
That's
from
your
like,
juice. You
yeah,
just see GM news.
I'm like, oh, I'm getting nothing. And then it's like they announce 1 or 2 things like, oh, when's it March 6th? Like, I need this to happen now. So yeah, well, GMO streams will continue with 2K26. A couple questions here. Monday Reward Edition, you're spending that money, Buster Barnes. My God. Good luck to you, sir. You get some skins there, I guess. So, and then when do we see Lucha Bros Phoenix is floundering? Well, I think the tough thing is like Penta's not exactly floundering, right? Like he's still like,
Yeah.
he's not like as hot as he was last year, but he's not floundering. So
You
I don't
just have to
know.
kind of like put Phoenix on Raw with like all the other like with
Yeah.
Dragon Lee and Ray in there, and just like you kind of just need it. Like I feel like that's kind of the problem. It's like a lot of people who I want to like fix are just like on SmackDown, and the solution is just like move them to Raw.
Or change the writers of SmackDown to like juice it up a little bit like that. I think
Yeah.
that's more. It says overall that show needs like a bit of a reboot, so that doesn't happen.
But
Right?
even then,
But
with like just kind of like the rosters, I feel like Raw just kind of has like more like even if those people aren't necessarily doing anything huge at the moment, there's a lot more just like stars. I feel
Yeah.
like there's more people to just like let's put this person and this person together and it can turn into something big. Like on
Yeah.
SmackDown, I don't really feel
And
there's like
SmackDown's three
that much
hours
of
too.
that. Yeah.
So I don't know when I'm not gonna say this year. So I'm just
I
gonna
mean,
play
it was
safe and
supposed to
say
happen like in AAA and it didn't happen.
yeah. Okay, I'll say in WWE, I'm
Yeah.
gonna say that it's not gonna happen until after Mania. That's all I'm gonna say for now because I don't know what they're doing with the Usos. Jimmy's been gone for a while. I hope everything's all good over there. So I just don't know. There's a chance it could, but I'm gonna say not until after Mania. That's my prediction.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
can agree with that.
And yes, Buster Barnes is great stuff. The step physics being back,
I did
thumbtacks,
see
yeah,
that.
tons of bleeding from different areas. The whole like even the trailer they showed Dave that the cage, the Hell in a Cell, and Rhea putting lid through the top, and then her crashing through a bunch of tables and everything.
Oh yeah,
That
the
was
stacked tables, you can do that.
yeah. I think they're at some point. One of these two Ks are
There's
very close to
supposedly
just
all
being
the new gen stuff that was like the old like
that holding it
PS4
back.
and
Yeah.
Xbox One that's holding it back.
Well, that's I can't wait because especially to I know there's account Eiffel and I shared in the Discord. There's one account that was very hyped about like the in-ring replays back, and right now it's only confirmed for Rumble, but like the
Yeah,
idea
I
is they
think
could
it's
go
more
there.
so gonna be because right now when you do a Rumble, like you can see it like on the Titantrons and stuff, but it
Yeah,
just plays like the image. I assume now like it'll just be in the corner. You'll see the person like running down to the ring making their entrance. Because
yeah,
before you could only see them making their entrance if you used like the ramp cam.
yes,
Like
yeah.
they would just kind of like come out of the side and you wouldn't see anything.
And that's a good thing for people that like the mode because that mode's from like fucking like WWE Raw on the Xbox, which I was actually a
Yeah,
fan
it's
of.
just
It
so,
had
so like,
I'm not sure if
yeah.
you've ever seen it, I suppose, but the customization you could do with the entrances in WWE Raw were crazy. They were so many like it was like 20 steps. It would just be like walk down the rope and do this. You would be like, okay, part one, and it'd be walking like you could change the lights, the music. It was
Yeah.
crazy, but that's the thing. Like it's like GMO, where the first version a couple years ago when they put GMO back in, it
Oh
was
yeah, it was like
so
super fair. I've seen
it was
photos. And there's like
sucked,
four
man.
buttons on this.
Yeah,
Like there's like four options of
yeah,
stuff to
there's only
do.
3 matches. It sucked, but I was like a junkie. Like I'll take anything, and I got it for that. But that's where it's like stuff like the replay that could eventually change. And one day I think we're gonna have one 2K game that is like when people talk about here comes the pain. It's gonna have everything that people love, and it's just like ultimate. Now, what do they do after that? That I don't know. It's gonna have to be more shit like the island and change it up. But like, yeah, I don't know, and I am very curious to see what they do with the battle pass system, the season pass system. I get why people are mad because like battle passes can be
Yeah.
grindy, but at least for
Supposedly
me,
there's
it's not
like
like locked in time. So
yeah, supposedly what I think somewhere said that like you gain XP to like progress the pass through like every single game mode. So I don't know if just like
hell yeah, if I
just
get in
clicking
GM mode,
matches
I'm
on GM,
good.
you're just getting some XP on the side. So I
Yeah,
think it said
no,
every game mode besides online. So
besides
I
my
think
GM, yeah.
yeah.
No, if that's good, my most played game last year, 2K25. Hell yeah,
How many hours do you
I'll
have
look
on
at
that?
it.
Because you play GM more than me.
I gotta find my email. I gotta
Because I
find my
play
phone.
GM like I play it often, but I'm usually
Yeah.
just playing exhibition, like me against like I have like AI on legend mode and like maxed out on like all the difficulty settings, and I
I
just
did
play
a
that.
little goodbye to the game because I found myself because in order to catch up on the Resident Evil games, I was like, okay, you got to stop. So I did one more playthrough. I got to season 25, and like almost everybody was max 25. The free like even the jobber people, they were like level 20, level whatever. And then to say goodbye to the game, I did boot up this week to get a little practice because we're coming back. So you want to be like just familiar again, which I don't
I don't
need,
even
but still just like
remember what I
yeah.
had like at the end
Oh,
of
me
last.
either. But like, I just want to be like, okay, well, like, what's a good match if this is gonna okay, do all this? Like, it's in my mind, but I just like to have a couple reps before. But then what I did is because I don't like playing this way, but with the computers, I don't like to use the what is it the special the network what is it network special
Network special.
and what's the other one? There's another one that saves all your fans too. Special
I don't.
promotion. That's the one.
Yeah,
That's the one. Remember? So when I'm playing with the computers to challenge myself, I don't play with those. So because the cards stack. When I got to 25, I had like
use all of them.
I used all of them. The chart was like It was I was like at 8 million fans. They were like 2. It was crazy. And then I
Remember
deleted the
like
file.
Prime Raw in
Yeah,
1998.
I
Yeah.
was, and then I deleted the file. I was like, "Why are you doing?" Like, I don't want to be. I don't want to risk going back in there because I was like, I can fully. I have no problem admitting, guys. The 2 games that I get the most like addict on is that and Madden. If I'm like, oh, I'll play a couple of games of Madden, and I'll look. I'm like 8 games in. I'm like, you got to go to bed, Travis. Like, it's just a fun game loop. So I'll find it, but I think I can't remember what it
I'll say
was.
for me, I have
No,
300 hours on 2K25. I think on 2K24 though I had
oh,
like
okay.
400 something.
I will find. Okay, I did log into it recently because I had to get a refund. We are going to talk about yeah, Buster. We did talk about that. We both thought it was odd. We're killing a little time to get David before the women's. Oh God, Sony, how do I find what do they call it again in the wrap up? It's just PlayStation wrap up, I
Like
think, right?
plates. I don't know. I don't even know if I saw mine.
It is
PlayStation.
wrap up
Okay.
2025. Okay, let's see. Okay, learn more. Let's see what I can get here. But yeah, was there any other? Because we got the full trailer day. We can talk about. Was there anything else from the game that's sticking out for you for 2K25 or 26? Sorry.
Um, I will say there was some interesting like that like junkyard like backstage brawl area looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
I enjoy those. Like I really love the WWE Vault like backstage brawl area where you just have all these little stuff right there. Those are fun. And like the NXT parking lot one that they added last year is cool too. Especially like having gone to NXT before, like literally having stood in the famous parking lot. It's very 1-to-1 accurate. They have all the little details there. Also, yeah, the physics stuff looked really cool, like with the steel steps, because I always love doing that in matches. Like, if there's a steel step or
Yes.
chairs in the ring, like I'm always trying to hit him, even if it does like nothing. But now that it's actually like there's gonna be physics, and like you said, like does extra damage, even if you just like DDT someone like on a chair, it does extra damage, and they have like cell animations for it, which is really cool. Um, a lot of extra stuff. I'll say I'm excited to just get like when the person is like the showcase, you get like 15 versions of them. Like I'm excited like getting like the ROH Punk 2008
Yeah.
CM Punk 2012 CM Punk. Like you can get like 10 different ones. So that showcase is probably gonna be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited
Uh,
for all the different looks of punks there, and that I love that there is that sheet of just like the using the dark match or TNA punk to get
yeah,
like
like the
ROH punk.
ROH
Like
shorts
it's
Punk.
so
Yeah.
clever. Like whoever did that deserves like a big pay raise over there at 2K or whatnot. The other, which was so funny,
Well,
I
that's
get
like
why
what
they.
they did. I think in 2K19 they had like Brian Danielson, and it was like a velocity match that he had like one time.
Oh yeah, right. There was yeah. Oh, now it gives me a 401 error. What the hell? Okay, I'll do some digging. I'm gonna get it before the end of this cast. Even Dave gets on here, I will. The one thing I found funny though was, and I get why they do it, but when they're showing all the superstars and they show Eddie Guerrero and he's doing like the chest beat, and then they transform him into Dominic Mysterio. I just love how it's just like that's not his fucking kid. Like it's not like it like I know it is like in kayfabe, but it's like I love that usually they do like a Charlotte to Ric Flair, but it's like it literally Dominic Mysterio has become like Eddie Guerrero's kid. Like I wonder how his kids, like especially one of his latest daughters trying to become a wrestler. I wonder how you feel about that because just like Dominic Mysterio's taken over as like the legacy of Eddie Guerrero. It's just crazy, especially with the mole and everything. Like looks like him. So, but no, like that's where it looks like there's lots of fun stuff with everybody as far as the gameplay. So I'm excited to get back in there, and even little stuff like. I'm curious about when they
The
said like the My
commentator
Rise
Byron
story.
Saxton retired after like 15 years from 2K.
Yeah, and like what I'm excited for is
Oh, the
the
My
what I
Rise,
said is
you're
like the
thinking
My
about.
Rise, yeah, and you can play after. To me, that's like just little stuff like that is cool because like I always hated in Here Comes the Pain or other ones. That might be the one that kept it, but there's a couple. I think it was Shut Your Mouth, like a couple of them where it is like you play the 2 to 3 and then it's like your career is over, and they do
Yeah,
something
it's
like you're
like
going in
when
the Hall of Fame, and it's like I've
yeah.
been here for
There's,
two
there's, a,
years, like
there's always like crazy, like even in this year, like if you do like because this year it kind of had like the gimmick with this one was like both the men and women's storylines were like mashed together, and you could kind
yeah,
of do like a play as a face and a heel. So I guess like in the heel ending, like the ending would be that you like took over WWE and like destroyed WrestleMania, and then just like, well, your career's over. And like the story's over, like you destroyed WWE or whatever, like you own it, like it is pretty fun. Like the two endings, I did have a lot of fun in that, like the My Rise of this year, because yeah, if you do if you play as a good guy, you fight like your like the opposite gender like creator wrestler every year. It's like at WrestleMania. That's like the
Yeah, yeah.
ending. If you do like the heel route, you fight you fight The Rock at WrestleMania. Like
Oh hell
like
yeah.
the head of the board comes back to like if you beat him, you control WWE. Like he put his TKO title on the line in that match.
Oh
And I like, and
jeez.
they use Rock, and he doesn't talk at all. Like, obviously, he didn't get him for the voice acting, but
Oh
it was
no.
pretty funny.
Oh geez, yeah. Man, there's no way they took away the Raptor. I went to
I
two
mean, they might just like
places.
shut it down
That's
after a
crazy.
while or
After just
something.
31 days, but I had a lot of time. I think I did do the math at one point. It was I feel like maybe a couple weeks there. You know, there's because there's some, that's my go-to is like if people are asleep or especially honestly when I was watching Twins late night, that was the go-to of like I
That's
gotta
a
sit
good
here with a
no
bottle.
volume game.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, and no, like you don't have to pause any time. There's no like any games where I'm
yeah, not putting
required
a
to like
timer or anything.
yeah,
Yeah,
a timer you have to pause. Like, no, not going to happen. But all right, we will talk about the women's rumble because I don't know where David is, so we'll see. We'll give it to the women's rumble. If not, we might get his thoughts next week. But the women's Royal Rumble, S Bubs, what did you think about this one?
I really like this one. I thought it was a good time.
Mhm.
I'm trying to think what my main thought about. I'd say like the start was like I'd say it got better over time. Is what I
Yeah,
thought
the
about
ending
it.
definitely got better. Yeah, for me. Yeah, yeah, and then obviously Liv one that you did predict, right? I think
Yeah.
about yeah you were on Liv and I just didn't see it happening this year. I thought the other years they could have done it made sense. Not the first year, but even last year made a bit more sense. But no, I was surprised by her getting it. I know that was about a lot of the odds. And I'm also surprised again about her versus Stephanie, not as a matchup, but as like a Mania match. I don't think that
They
like
get Raquel beating Stephanie on Raw this week.
someone did pitch. Remember, someone did pitch that last week on our
Yeah,
comments. Remember, and I don't know she did eliminate Raquel, so we'll see. But yeah, like I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens with Stephanie because I just right now I don't see that match even like closing or opening a night. I really don't. I need to see the
that's a
heat there.
night one co-main event.
Absolutely. Like I think it's gonna be like the Tiffany Charlotte spot. You know, like that's where I think it's gonna be. Let's see,
I
Judgment
think so. I
Day.
do think it would be like I feel like for Liv like finally winning the Rumble and getting like she's never had a singles match at Mania
Yes.
in
Yeah.
like 9 years on the main roster. So I feel like the match will be like I feel like they'll put their all into it. But for the
Absolutely.
story and
Yeah.
stuff, yeah, I'm not really sure.
I got no doubt there, and I think it's well deserved. I was on the show last year. I was defending her through the thick of it, the fucking 6 month run of her and Rhea. I was the guy pitching that she should have versed Rhea at Mania. Like that to me, I was pitching like that should have been her moment. So I was just surprised when they didn't pull it then. They're pulling it now when like Liv's hot like crowd wise, but like Stephanie is like a little mild right now. But we'll see what happens. She still gets reaction, so I think the match will be good. I think it will be in that like kind of Tiffany Charlotte spacing there. I don't think they would do Buster Brown saying Judgment Day Fatal Four plus Fakir. I don't think so. I think you might just I think because I suppose you talked about this before and we keep going back and forth. I do think they are going to do some multi-women's tag at WrestleMania, and I think there's a good chance that's just Raquel and Roxanne. It's like, okay, we'll Liv won the Rumble, right? So she can't do that. I think you had multiple stare downs. We'll get to the returners, but you
I
had
think
them.
especially it's like 25 years since the TLC, I think, like at
Right. You
WrestleMania.
got them. I still think Charlotte and Alexa will be in there. I think you could do the breakup angle after Mania if they wanted. Right now,
Yeah,
they could do like a
people kept saying like for the last 3 weeks, people have thought they're breaking up on like every episode of SmackDown. I'm like, I feel like they're just gonna keep going with this for a while.
me too. Yeah, like to me the Rumble is like the first real start of it, right? Because you can do the did she mean to, did she not, and you could go either way with it. You could Alexa link it with the Wyatts again if they want it, or does Charlotte be that way? I don't know, or they might just do like because NXT wasn't that running joke of Fraction always like breaking up and not
Yeah,
breaking
it was
up. Yeah,
like every week they would like hit each other or like do something without, and they just like yeah, it was the Fraxium is fine. They were
hmm
just never they and I mean they still haven't broke up, so
exactly. And the thing is, to me, it's like that. It's like a rock and sock connection where they can always be at odds. These two, like they're best friends but not best friends. So I think you have them. You got Raquel, Roxanne Raquel. You got maybe Julian Kiana, who that was another one. Yeah, Buster Barnes put on. I had in my notes We talked about the
I did
people
see
that were going to.
oh yeah, it's the standouts you were talking about. Yeah,
Yeah.
she wasn't really on our list, but I saw a tweet that was like, it's like when she came out, crowd was reacting like
Deanna
she was
Praza in
Deanna
the ring.
Praza,
Yes, I
and
had
then
the
when she
same
was in the
thought.
then when she was in the ring, they were reacting like she was prime Stone Cold.
Because I wasn't watching Raw when that entrance happened for weeks. I thought that was like a meme edited video. Like I did not think that was real because I thought there's no way it's that quiet. And eventually I had to YouTube like the full clip and I'm like, oh my god, like it is. But for weeks, I'm like that's not real. Like someone's just, it's like a funny meme. But like it was. And when she came out, it was crickets. But yeah, she won them back. I was very surprised. Like even it's so funny that they're connected. I said that WWE needs to heat up Julia last week. I said, oh, that's who I think they could put their money behind. The fact that the other side of that got that, I was in shock. Could not believe it.
Turning face on
Beat
Julia,
at WrestleMania, the US yeah. SmackDown Mania. Here we come. Lock in. KGFC. Let's go. But no, I was shocked. I'm with you, Buster. I think everyone's probably shocked that like nothing wrong with Keanu. She's like, really, Keanu? Because it's like since she's been in the main roster,
Charlotte made the call.
Maybe, yeah. But like, since she's been in the main roster, you would never predict she'd get that type of run, right? Because she was there for the little matches, she got injured.
Like what other,
and then she was a manager,
like a manager.
Right?
It's like Candice LeRae's gonna get the spotlight at the
man, like we do. Well, I guess we could talk about it here because we don't have any AEW news. Great for Ciampa. Very happy got that reaction because you never know what. Like I know he has a name, but still you never know when a guy.
Like all the tweets of like him going have like 60K likes.
People are fired up.
Yeah,
and that's where it's like I'm not saying the same for Candice and Johnny, but like. Man, like especially Candice, they don't give a fuck about you. Get that company, go to AEW, go wrestle, and again, they have children. The money could be good. That's all fine. I get that if that's a better life choice. But it's just like the fact she was in there for like 45, got a couple punches in, 45 seconds, and they dump her. It's like
the Triple H soldiers.
Well, yeah,
her and Johnny.
Yeah, I would understand if it's like the Oba thing where it's like, oh, someone's dominating and Candice got to in there. Sorry, but it's like no one's even dominating. They're just like, let's chuck her out, you know?
Jordan threw her out, I think.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And that another one, same thing, Jordan Grace. I thought she was gonna get a better highlight. She got a better fucking highlight when she was working with TNA. And when she was with TNA, and maybe that's point, right? To like sign you, so like, oh, you'd love it here. But like to me, Jordan Grace was like almost nothing in this Rumble, which is a shame because she's one of my favorite ladies on the roster. I feel like she didn't get any big moments or anything, and she just got kind of dumped out. Like, okay, she's gone. So there was a couple weird spots. Yeah, Kiana James being the surprise like highlight. It was we all hit the nail on the head. We all knew this coming. Lash Legend, she got a highlight. She looked great. Great moments with her and Rhea and her and Charlotte. All that stuff was aces. Her and Kiana James was just it was just weird that happened. And like I said, Julia not getting anything to me really was they did the stare down with her, Io and Asuka, which is like a fun dynamic. But to me, what Kiana James got, I thought Julia was going to get, but that didn't happen. And then, but overall for the match, I thought it felt more like a battle royal with entrances. I think it did get better in the back half in that like 22 and up. But the first little bit, I liked the idea, and I thought maybe because the Oba thing happened, they didn't do this. I thought, oh, they're going to have Charlotte and Alexa team up and just throw one out. They did that for like 2 entrances, and then it was done. It just went to like regular match, like, okay. And then for a while, until Chelsea got in there is nothing. They come in, hit a couple spots, and then it was just like on the ropes and you're fighting. It's just like they were missing whoever put out that Rumble. They should have spaced out maybe some of those bigger entrances apart or bigger moments because Chelsea did a comedy spot, she did another comedy spot, but it felt like for 15, 20 minutes of that match, there was not much happening. It was like not bad, but just like kind of a slog and just really wasn't working for me. But the final back half, once you're getting Io and Rhea and some of the bigger guns and but Dave, right now we're talking about the Women's Rumble, and then we'll get you a rundown for the rest of it.
Now that David's here, you can talk about Natty's performance in the.
Yeah, how do you think about Natty? She got more. She got more of a standout than Julia or like Jordan Grace. She got a big elimination. You know.
Yeah, she had some new music. She had on her attitude. She comes out. She gets an elimination. She was looking pretty tough. I mean,
right, and David when he gets here, Buster Rhymes also sorry. Maybe this is a hot take, but Natalia's so lame. Well, good thing, Buster. Natalia wasn't here tonight. It was Natty. Yeah. Natty was wrestling tonight. You know?
We got the low key legend tonight. This wasn't any Natty or any Natalia. This was Natty. This is the badass.
And she got elimination. So what do you think? We'll get your thoughts on other matches, Dave. But what do you think of the Women's Rumble right now? That was our last one we were talking about.
I agree with what you said earlier because I did get to listen on my way home. I was listening to you guys talk, heard all the conversations about 2K26 and everything else. There was no excitement to me, and there was no exciting moments to me, like outside of the Charlotte and Alexa thing to start out with, and their little back and forth, which I did kind of wonder when I saw Charlotte reaching out, like, was that elimination supposed to happen then? Like, because it looked like she was supposed to catch her.
I think it was. I think they did a good job. I know Mel's gonna be like, oh, it was completely botched, but like I felt like it was maybe just a good job of selling it, but I don't know, maybe it wasn't because because it just felt like it was the way it was shot by the camera crew felt like too planned out to me. It was very much like in her face and then back and forth. It felt very staged in a good way, in my opinion. So.
But outside of that, Jordan Gray's getting some shine and some others getting some shine, and that seems to be about it. There wasn't anything that like really was out the world. Brie got probably the biggest return pop of it all. Like that crowd was hot for Brie.
Like I said, that was like a Brian at All Out pop right there. The crowd doing the yes chants, going crazy.
Oh yeah, even Nikki Bella was getting in on that. But yeah, we didn't talk about that, so that's a good place to go off. But yeah, finally, after weeks we've been talking about this, I feel like I'm not even a fucking Bella's fan, but I'm bitching and moaning all the time. Like, just have them as a tag team is better, and who cares? Because again, we saw it on the SummerSlam board, but then we've also heard some reports, and even they said it was either Nikki or Brie that said in the podcast, like, I don't know if that's the part of the reason why.
Yeah,
it does not matter.
Herself. Yeah.
It does not matter. I know, again, they're doing the yes chant. They're going to think of Brian.
And Cole couldn't say, it's like, well, that seems like someone we know or something. Like he didn't even say the yes chants. He was like, well, those are the it kicks.
Oh, right, the it kicks. Yeah, it's like, and again, like it's not gonna change anything. Brian's not even on fucking TV right now. I hope the dude's just okay and like his neck heals up. So it's like that's not gonna change anything. Like, and it's the reverse way. It's like, sure, some people might look at that big, oh, is he coming back? But it's like you just need to look at it like, don't follow Bully real. Yeah, Danielson's not far behind. It's like this dude's fucking worried about like not being able to walk, and Bully's Ray's like, he's probably coming. It's like, no, man. Like I think Brian's pretty satisfied. Like. And here's the thing: he's never been mean spirited about like he's talked about it. He's like, to me, it's like a parody of wrestling. Like I don't think he really much enjoyed the type of wrestling he got to do in AEW, right? And even then too, it's like other than the Gunther match and a couple others, it's like I don't know what there is to do for Brian in WWE other than be like Lyra's manager, like hook that shit up. There's another tag team, right? They'll be at the WrestleMania one, but finally, I'm happy she got that moment. The best worst theme song of all time, Brie Mode. My God, but
I actually like it because it is so bad that it's memorable.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, I love it. It's better than the just like boring, just nothing we get from Def Rebel and stuff like that. But good presentation. I think they'll go to Mania. I think there's a chance they will win those titles at some point. I think it's gonna happen.
They've never won it. Like they kind of have to be like in the history of the
merge
women's tag team titles.
Yeah. The first ever Hall of Fame tag team champions. Like tons of stuff you can do there. I think they might even pull that shit at Mania. Especially that might be the place to do in a multi-person match, right? And I think Vegas will pop unless like the crowd's just ready to turn on them, and I don't think they will be
unless they just really want like another one of the teams in there to win.
Yeah. So, but no, good for them. They got the moment. I think they just teased a lot of the tag team stuff. I'm trying to look at other notes I had about this. Oh, loved Roxanne's gear. She went the Shigo gear. Yeah. Oh my God. Oh, this was in my notes. I forgot to bring it up at the very beginning. I'm glad they pivoted. Man, the fucking lights in this building sucked. They were it's so funny because I remember
I will say like there were a lot of empty seats, but like the lights did make it look worse.
Oh, it's empty. Yeah. It literally, even when those were off, sometimes it looked like a barren crowd unless it was the lower bowl.
The lights when they're off are just like a square.
Yeah. So they look like empty seats with like the seat number on them. So I would recommend them be like, hey, sorry, don't do that again. Don't do that for WrestleMania. Like I hope Mania, the stage was all good, but like the seating, like that didn't work. And even when they're on, like I remember people for the Raw Netflix premiere hated that, but I was actually fine with it.
The Raw Netflix premiere, it looked good. It was Money in the Bank because that one also because remember Money in the Bank, what they did? They had like Worlds Collide like 2 hours before Money in the Bank.
That one.
Yeah, like because Money in the Bank was in the same place. and they had like Worlds Collide like two or like one or two, like it ended like pretty much right before Money in the Bank. So for that first, like the women's Money in the Bank match, like it was like empty because people were still coming in from like the other show. And that one also had the lights, and yeah, when they're flashing, it just looks like the place is empty.
Yeah, it's so like it can be done well, but tonight I think they were smart to turn them off because I think it looked worse when the crowd was lit the entire time, but then it still didn't look great after the fact. But good thing, I think they probably just looked at it, they were like, you know what? This isn't working. We got to make it look a little bit better because it just looked like that lower bowl was filled. But there's that. And man, just seeing stuff on my timeline. Triple H claims tonight is the start of a new era. How many fucking new eras we got, man?
He's got to say that after what Roman said. He has to say that.
I feel like with some of them, like the new era thing, definitely people can meme on that. But when people quote, like make a quote of like Triple H said this episode of Raw is gonna be epic, like. I feel like the quotes he says are just like, it's gonna be a great show, an epic show, and then people just quote like he said it's gonna be an epic show. Like,
that one I get the whole like the new era thing, but I got some other. Obviously, we got Tiffany back, so we'll see what happens there. Really curious.
The NXT people in here, the various ones, because it was. Let me get my thing here. So we had, we had JC. We had Lola, Kalani, Sol Ruka, and was there one more person from NXT?
No, I think that's it. You might be thinking of Jordan, but obviously she's main roster now. Yeah, Kalani, Saudi did not know her. She won them over because she was doing flips and everything. But when she came out,
I was gonna say her and Sol, like their first was Sol. She did like the springboard, like buckshot lariat as her first move, and Kalani did like a Phoenix splash to like get into the ring, which is just crazy.
Yeah. No, it was interesting there. I will say for the winning sequence and stuff, because we got Tiffany and then talking about Sol Ruka, I really like that. I love that it was a different final three. Wasn't like we face off and one big move, you're down. I love that it was like it felt like we got to get this win. Like I got to get you out. I know every couple months, some Sol Ruka does the finish, and then we have the same debate over again. Is this a bad finish or good finish? I really don't care. I did not like it for the Rumble because
when you get in the ring, it's fine. You're gonna do it out of the ring.
I know there's it's a realistic sport, but it's still like a comic book world, right? So when people are like, how can she hit this move? It doesn't even make sense. It's to look cool, it's a move, and it's like the element of surprise, right? I can get that. But like what is the situation if she hits that, right? She runs and flips and she hits Tiffany, but her feet are like close to the floor.
She'd have to land like on the apron with like
or
one
if
foot.
Steps were around, she'd have to like land on the steps and take a step up. So I wish it was another way. That's just like, that took me out. It was like, well, why would anyone in their clear mind do a move to like eliminate someone on the rope that you're flipping? It was awesome. That's the only thing is don't do that again. But I love they did the whole skin in the cat 3-way with all of them there. And
I did Sol's outfit a lot. It was very like Jeff Hardy or Lita.
Yeah. And what I liked about her gear is it felt like still something you would actually see her wrestle on NXT. And obviously the women are in a tough situation because they got to wear these fucking bodysuits and everything like that. But I love when they can make their gear look like it's a variation of something they could wear elsewhere. And Sol Ruka felt like that. But
you see like the Stephanie Vaquera Saudi gear that people were posting.
Yeah,
where it was just very much just her normal gear like on top like the design of it, which was a cool idea for it.
Yeah, I forgot to ask because I got some more notes here. But Dave, what do you think about Liv winning the Rumble?
I don't have a problem with Liv winning the Rumble, other than S-Bubs gets more points off of that. Like it's
that's
good
me. I got Liv.
No, I got the number.
Oh right, you got the number. Yeah, right. Yeah, it's true.
So other than him getting that number 14 spot, because out of the final three, I had two of them and he had the other one. But other than that, like I think it's a good shout for her. Like I'm excited to see her in a championship match at WrestleMania instead of them being thrown into another tag team match. Save that for somebody else. So I'm good with Liv.
What number was Big Dog Roman at? What was the Tribal Chief at?
I think none of us had it. He was like, I think
he was below 20, right? No, he was 25, wasn't he? Because didn't you say he's never was a number that hadn't won before? Yeah, he was 25.
I remember it was a number none of us had.
Yeah, okay. So no, I was just curious about that. So you got that. But yeah, we were talking about. But yeah, what do you think about Natty eliminating Becky there, David? How do you feel about that?
I thought that was a fun moment, and I did kind of agree with Becky a little bit about did her feet touch or not. So I thought that they were going to make a whole spot out of that, but then the referee just comes back and is like, nope, you're done.
Oh, I didn't. I missed that. I saw I got eliminated, but I didn't see the feet spot moment. But.
She fell and she landed on her back, and her feet were like up in the air, and she was like, no, 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 and she's pointing and she's like trying to scoot forward, still on her back, and the referee's just like, no, you're done.
Yeah, it's interesting. So I'm all for now. I said this before. This is her last time we get this one big final push. I'm all for that. I want to see this character. I am also with S-Bubs where she does have to like work, like change a bit of the style of facial and character stuff. Luckily, she's not like doing the like, yeah, natty thing yet. She's still she looked like intimidating, right? So her getting Becky out is a big deal, but at the same time, is this just to like fill some time because we all know AJ Lee wasn't gonna fucking work the Saudi Rumble, and I would have been surprised. Like, good on AJ for not doing it. Phil, he's fine to do it. Even this trip, he didn't even have to be there. He didn't do anything. He's sitting at the post show, but
So AJ, like he's doing it for the love of the game now.
He really is. Like, but AJ wasn't there, so that's where I feel like this. My point is though, like, okay, if this gets us to Becky and Natty, it's fine, but like. Becky's supposed to be heel, Natty's supposed to be heel. I don't think like Natty should be in a heel situation right now. She should be fully bully heel because I feel like if you put her in heel, it just doesn't get the same point over. I guess my only hope is maybe they do like a triple threat. That could be fun of like Becky, Maxine, and Natty. Yeah, I think that could be fun. So I hope they go that way. I just think if they do Natty versus Becky, you either risk people cheering for Natty and you don't want that, or people cheer for Becky and you don't really want that. So it's like that's my only word, that elimination, that I think they're definitely doing something on Raw. It's just what they're gonna get to, So
yeah.
Another point, very surprised. I know someone put in the comments earlier, Charlotte Flair being the Iron Woman, was very surprised. I would have been
a very random Iron. Like I feel like she was the Iron Woman like in technicality, but it didn't really feel like she was like.
Yeah.
I kind of just remember her like in the start, obviously stuff with Alexa, and then she was just kind of the classic like sitting in the corners.
Yeah, a Ms. Iron Man
thrown out. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like. I would have been fine if it was her and somebody else, but now like the whole year and next year be like, Charlotte was the Iron Woman last. Like same thing when Penta came and it's like he was the Iron Man last year. I like that because it's something where it's like Charlotte also just won last year. I don't think she needed like another. She has her story with Alexa. That's her thing. Like I would have liked if they gave it to somebody else. Even fuck if they would have just had Kiana James break the record and go in there. And that's what I was gonna say right when we had the eliminations was. So there's a bunch of stuff going on. They had Lash get out Io, and then Rhea got out Lash, and then Raquel got out Rio. Same thing, though, to me. Once it was down to Soul, Tiffany, and Liv, it was like, well, Liv's winning. David, you may have heard about what I said at the beginning. I feel like whoever's booking the finals of these Rumbles is not doing a good job of... Like, I should not know who's winning at the final 3, final 4. You should make it like those are the top tier people. Even if someone has to take a dive that doesn't want to, sorry, it's the fucking Rumble. It's by chance you could get thrown out. To me, the second, like, Soul is definitely not winning it in NXT. And I just thought, like, I don't think that'd be very odd for Tiffany to win it right here in this moment, right? So it just, I feel like, again, like, you can still have those final 3, but maybe find a different way. Maybe I would have still kept Rhea in there for the 4th because that would have been believable. You still could have had Liv dump out Raquel. I think Rhea being in there would have been the other option of, oh, that is believable. And also, it actually wouldn't mind if they ran back Liv and Rhea and Liv eliminated her this time to get the win because that's how Rhea got the win, right?
Cool.
So yeah, it just the second Rhea went out, it's like, okay. Second Io and Rhea went out, it's okay. Liv's got this. It's in the bag now, So my only point on that. So, David, what did you? Oh, sorry. Was there any other notes on the Women's Royal Rumble from you guys?
I'll say I was happy JC was in there for a little bit. I don't think she eliminated anyone, but I thought it was. Yeah. Oh no, she eliminated Kalani and then Sol Ruka because that was the thing. She eliminates Kalani and she's like, you don't belong here. Go back to NXT. Like I'm main roster, and while she's doing that, like Sol is like does the Soul Snatch at her and throws her out. Yeah. And that was one of her best Soul Snatchers. Like it felt like she did it in like slow motion.
No, it was good. Dave, you got any other thoughts on the Women's Rumble?
No, that's about it. Lash Legend got a good look in there, and some people were able to get a shine button that it seemed very predictable at times.
Yeah. We talked about this, but I know we said it wasn't actually happening, but man, no Bianca Belair. What the fuck is this broken finger, man? This this sucks, man. Like, she's been gone for a whole year for this. Like, I hope she's back. I hope it gets back as soon as possible. Like, my only hope was that, they're just really doing a good job of hiding it from the sheets, and number 30 is going to hit. But once Tiffany wasn't out for, because we were talking about that, and wasn't she on for a while? I'm like, she's going to be 30 because that's all they got for like the big surprise kind of thing, right? So, man, it sucks. I hope Bianca's good and can get back here soon. So, yeah, David, what did you think about the rest of the show? You got the men's rumble, you got the Drew and Sammy. I almost forgot about that because then you got Gunther and AJ.
Yeah. Drew and Sammy was again, I'm gonna say predictable for me. Like, I knew what the ending was going to be. They had to get Sammy over there, get the crowd reaction, just like having him last night talking Arabic to the crowd. Like, it was a fun moment, but we all knew Drew was going to keep it. Like, I didn't see a scenario where they're switching over to Sammy for a couple of weeks. Just to have him
like
drop
Sammy
it
posting this shit on Twitter. He's posting montages of TikToks being like, finally my time. He's like, no, man, it's not. Save that for when you're actually in the title. Don't be doing this,
Yeah, and then AJ Gunther, I thought was a good match, man. That cut on AJ's arm looked super gnarly. I mean,
I don't even know when did it happen, because it happened like
the table. They said, I thought.
Yeah, it happened on the table spot, and it was a deep cut. And every time he's rolling around there, it was getting everywhere. But I liked his reaction when he kind of like came out of it, like, wait a minute, what happened? And then the realization, like, I was like, damn, this is some great post match acting by AJ. So his WWE career is over. I don't think his actual in-ring career is over, but we will see with that. And then you guys already talked about the men's Royal Rumble, and
what are your thoughts on it?
I enjoyed most of the spots. I feel like, and it's really hard with the travel situation, like a lot of stuff kind of got spoiled. La Parka, I'm like, that was a waste of an entrant. Like, this isn't even WCW La Parka, because that's LA Park now. It's like, this is just, hey, hopefully you remember this name and this look, even though it's a passed down gimmick at this point. Mystery Iguana, I'm like, I didn't need the AAA. I would have rather seen their partnership with TNA than their partnership with AAA.
I agree, or a bit of both, right? Like,
sorry,
if Rusev's
one
gonna
of
be treated
one
like that, give it to a TNA guy, Like, get Mike Santana in there for a couple minutes, like, get Joe Hendry in there. He's at the pre-order of the video game. He was on a trailer of this thing. Get him in there, like.
You gotta be at NXT to get attacked in a backstage segment.
Yeah. Drew taking out Cody kind of made me laugh, because I'm like, man, I'm getting some more of Petty Drew, and I'm always here for Petty Drew. So, having their storyline continuing, that's why I said in the Discord, I'm like, are they setting up Cody versus Drew, and then that will be the eventual setup to Roman versus Cody part 3? Like, they're circling back to it. But
that's what you're saying. You're saying that he would beat him at the Chamber, and then Roman's like, I pick you, Cody, eh?
Yep. That's how we get to Cody Roman 3.
No, I think Punk is looking up those lights. Roman's be like, remember that podcast you cut on me in 2015? We're working an Ultimate Warrior type of title match. I'm coming out there, running ropes, and you the spear. It's over,
And that's what I feel like maybe the actuality is, the fact that, hey, Punk, we're going to give you another main event, but you're losing again. Like, we'll keep giving you these main events, but you're going to keep losing them.
Yeah, and like in the company hierarchy, like, he should. I'm always more of a Punk guy than Rome, but like, Punk did tons of damage to his career, and he wasn't even in the company. Like, he literally, and he knew what he was fucking doing. He can say whatever. He always changed his mind. Look at 2 years ago, he's out here tweeting about AJ Styles being homophobic, but now living legend, inspiration. It's like, he knows what he does. He literally bounced at WWE and took everyone's aim and put it all on Roman Reigns, when like mentioning this guy multiple times in that podcast, mentioning how they want to make him look strong and push him and make him look good. It's like, he knew what he was doing, and that's where, for me, like, there's tons of juice and meat on the bone for Roman and Punk. It's just like, do they actually go there, right? Is Punk what do we get? Do we get the raw Punk where he's just very sleepy and he makes some fucking joke and he's talking about spinning and doing tricks on it? Or is he fired up? And same thing with Roman. Is he motivated to be there, or does he just want to look cool at the end of WrestleMania and hold the one, right? Like, they could legitimately have a great program, if you incorporate all that stuff and talk about like, and not like go beat for beat, like you remember Colt Cabana's podcast, not like that, but you know, you can allude to stuff and talk about how he held them down, but like how I'm even better than you ever were. And yet, like
what you're going to get is the tribal chief moves money. The tribal chief moves tickets.
Yeah. People subscribe to Netflix for the tribal chief. What do? You look like you wear it. He's gonna make a t-shirt joke, you know, like that type of stuff. Like that's what I mean. Like there's two versions of this feud. Last year is different because that was like Seth was in there and it was about for the soul of Paul Heyman, right? So now you take Seth and Paul out, there should be, what is there to talk about? It should be your guys' personal issue, or they're gonna do probably what CM Punk's been talking about lately, but like I'm a grizzled vet, and they're gonna do like Roman, like I'm gonna put you out of your misery. I'm gonna be the one to knock you up. Like there's two versions of this feud. There is the feud of the year, everyone's very excited for Mania, or the very phoned in, very WWE ridden. That's just like paint by numbers. You can miss it. And again, how much is Roman gonna be there this season? You know, how much is gonna be like? How like he's gonna be there for what? Maybe 2 Raws before he gets up there. I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, he'll probably do like 2 or 3 Raws. You know what's the question? Will he show up before Elimination Chamber?
That's what I was gonna say. I meant once he picks that. Oh, that's tough. I could see him being at Chamber. I could see him being at the Chamber, but only in like the fucking skybox again. Like what? Like what? And then he points or doesn't point or something like that, or he gets the entrance. I could see because where Chamber's in Chicago. Oh my God!
Punk's gonna retain, and like Roman's coming out and laying him out in his own city.
That's what I would want. Because the thing is, you could have Roman be a tweener for a couple weeks, and then the Raw after WrestleMania, he throws the title, acknowledge me, and the crowd goes wild. They love him, right? But in Chicago, he should go there and get booed, and he should love it. It shouldn't just be
Punk, yeah.
Oh, absolutely. It shouldn't just be like he does like at the booze leave. He should be like salivating it, like because it should be. We should go back into the like how much he hates Punk, but know what? Fuck this whole thing up is fucking Z-Bros and Survivor Series. Because again, they're like, we're good. They like fist bump. They're like, we're good. And then it's like, but you, Cody Rhodes, I hate your guts. So they already established like twice now, like Roman and Punk are like, yeah, you're right. Like, you're a good guy, you know? So I hope they find a way to fire this up, you know. I hope they can get there, you know. I don't know. Like I'm interested in it. I still also would be fine if they did Roman, Drew, and Cody and Punk, but that's not happening. Drew's out here, you know, kicking people's heads off. And then, I put in the notes, and we'll get back to Dave's other thoughts too. We alluded to at the beginning of this podcast, I could not believe, unless he's in on it, I could not believe what Roman Reigns saying on a Pat McAfee show. I got to get the full quote, because not even just the one quote would have been risky enough of Nick Khan's a great businessman
to change the finish to the Rumble.
I thought I was going to change the other way, but like the one quote of him saying Nick's a great businessman, creatively we got to be there too. That to me was already bad enough. I was like, that's already shots across the bow of like, you're talking about one guy. Like obviously it's everybody, there's writers, sure, but there's one guy at the head of that. So you're clearly like saying something, and then where is this full? There, we got so much W2K stuff in here now. So, right, because Ava left that stuff. Yeah, we got AW Joe Noah memes. Here it is. Yeah. We are 2 years in here now. We haven't advanced. We haven't evolved. We have great leadership. Nick Khan, God bless him. But we have to keep up creatively. So that's saying, Nick's fine.
Replace Triple H.
And it's just so funny because we've heard this a few times and it's gone away. But we heard about like the power struggle between Rock and Triple H, and fucking Roman Reigns is in the Rock side on that one. So it's just like, and I've always said this as a conspiracy theory, and I'm gonna stick by it. The reason Steph's going to the Hall of Fame, the reason Triple H are in the Hall of Fame, the reason they got the cover is because they're doing all this fun shit with them now. So then if they ever release them or part ways, it's never awkward. It's like, oh, fuck, we never put Triple H in the Hall of Fame. Now it's going to be awkward. It's like, no, we did all that. He's already in the Hall of Fame. Steph's in the Hall of Fame. Get out of here. If people don't think so, look what they did to Vince McMahon. Fucking Ariel Amani said, I would never run WWE without Vince McMahon. He's the Titan. He's the guy that's going to lead us in the future. A month later, that motherfucker was gone because they knew what they were doing. They bought that company, they sweet talked him, and then they pulled the wool over him. I'm not saying that's the plan, but I'm just saying it's not out of the realm of possibility. You can have a WWE where Rock and Brian Gewirtz are at the head of things. If a few things that even people meme on with Cody, but like if those ratings continue to drop or stuff like that, if something ever happens, you could see a shift because you like TKO, they're worried about money. They're not worried about the loyalty of this. So I just found it like, I could not believe that Roman was in public saying this stuff about Triple H. Like, it is about Triple H. The fact that he said that, and the other thing is too, and this is fine, but he's saying about Cody because he specifically said, we are 2 years here in now. What's he talking about? He's talking about 2 years ago at WrestleMania 40. We're going to 42. About 2 years ago when he gave up the crown, right? When he gave up the ball and said, all right, you guys want him to run with it? So he's subtweeting Cody Rhodes and Triple H at the same time, who we know are like, that's his guy, right? He's like, even in Unreal, when he goes to Seth, he's like, oh, we're working Seth's leg. You're the guy. I just want you to know. There's no reason Cody needs to know about Seth pretending to be injured. Zero reason at all. But he's like, oh, you're my boy, Cody. I got to let you know. So it's like, I'm so curious where things are going to be in 5 years when we've already heard like scuttlebutt about like, oh, Dwayne and Paul have very different visions for WWE and they don't get along. And we hear people like they want Bryan in there and some people don't. Like the fact that Roman said that on the not even an interview too, on Pat's show. Oh man, I would have loved.
Remember after Mania when he called into McAfee's show?
It is Samoan and Noah family 101. Yes, it is 101 where it's just like the day WrestleMania happened, and everyone's like, "Oh, The Rock fucked us." He's like, "Hey, listen, that wasn't me. I didn't book Travis Scott. So
I would have done it differently.
I would have done it differently. This is the same thing that he probably texted Joe, like, hey, you're not happy? Go on Pat McAfee. And right, everybody, my timeline was, I thought it was a fake quote. I literally did from the
you
thumbnail.
I'm like, on Discord, you're like, this real? Or yeah.
I'm like, there's no way. I'm missing a meme or something. But yeah, we will end the show here. Yeah, David, give me your thoughts on the rest of the you got Drew and Sammy, and then AJ and Gunther, and then we'll we'll end the show.
Yeah,
done, but we'll get you.
AJ and Gunther was good. It was fun. Great ending. Like I said, WWE retirement, the men's Royal Rumble, Roman.
Did you hear
winning.
what he said to Triple H though? He says he's not going to rest. Triple H said that AJ told him personally this was his last match in ring competition.
Yeah, how many other people have said that?
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait for next Dynamite AJ to be on there and just Triple H. You know.
Yeah. So, and then when it comes to the Royal Rumble, like I liked Roman winning again. It sets up Cody Roman 3 eventually. I've got it all fantasy booked in my head for that. If not, him versus Punk is still fun. Like I would love to see them go 1-on-1. Like there was some great chemistry between them in that triple threat match last year. So this time you get them 1-on-1. So that would be fun. No Paul Heyman to muddy the story this time. It's just a straight up back and forth. The spot with him and Jay, like the spear spot and everything else, or then him telling him to do the running back, and then he just smacks the taste out of his mouth. I was like, oh my God, that was great. But other than that, yeah, those are my things. I forgot Gunther was doing double duty until number 30 hit, and I was like, oh yeah.
We got to 28, and I looked up like all announced, like all the pre-announced entrants, and I saw Randy. So I was like, okay, so he's 29 and Gunther's 30.
I was so happy when you said that because I was so worried about Jericho. I'm like, oh, it's Saudi. He's going to be 30. And then when you're like, oh, there's only Orton and Gunther left, I'm like, oh, thank God. And I was worried when Gunther was limping. I'm like, oh, they're going to say he can't compete or something. They're like,
Jericho,
oh my God, there's no one else.
Yeah.
Oh, not even that. But like, oh, you're not competing. Like, there's no one else. And then just the lights hitting, like, I could hear it happening. But yeah.
So that's my overall views. Like it was, the pay-per-view had some moments, but for this being the Royal Rumble, it didn't feel the gravitas of Royal Rumbles of the past. It didn't feel like that anything could happen of the past. And
I think because we didn't have like a big surprise in either like Rumble. Like, I guess some people might count Brie as a big surprise. I personally don't. I'm like, oh, that's cool.
I'd say even compared to like last year, like with Nikki, I'd say she was a bigger surprise than Brie. Because I feel like Brie, it's weird because Brie is like a bigger surprise as in like I didn't think she'd like come back necessarily, but like in terms of star power, I'd say it's not as big as like a Nikki or a Sharon.
And to me, to have that, you have any of the big surprises, or no matter what people feel about it in the retrospect, a big surprise win, and that's what last year Jay had one, right? It was like people may obviously major dislike video.
People remember it even if they hated it.
That's the thing where it's like this year.
Remember when Jay won? Like,
this year we all thought it's Braun or Roman or it's Liv or Rhea, right? So like if you don't have a big surprise winner, you kind of lose some of that like, oh man, the Royal Rumble, you know. But I think because they were in Saudi, I think they're like, we don't got to do that. They're gonna pay us all
Yeah.
this money already, you know. So.
Weirdly, I do think like I feel like I don't know. I feel like Mania this year is gonna be better than last year's, even if I'd say like this Rumble was like.
Yeah, I
To
hope
me,
so.
I
Yeah, it
really
has to. Yeah, I
like.
forgot how bad night one was.
I will
right?
say last year, like the men's Royal Rumble, I love that match even with Jay winning. Like people hate that match because Jay won, but like when you look at it, like that's a great Rumble match.
Yeah. Well, there you go. David had to step out, but no, it was a great Rumble match, and I still enjoyed the surprise. I guess I'm still on the wrong side of history. I was fine with them giving Jay a chance. I think obviously some things didn't go well in that run up. I think the match with Gunther actually didn't go well either, like as far as like the finish and stuff. So I think. Did it work? No, but I think it was worth taking a shot. It added into the John Cena storyline, which also worked as well too. Like I'm declaring myself at the Chamber because I've earned it, you know, and stuff. So like I think in the moment it worked. I think obviously now maybe people, I guarantee you in 5-10 years we're gonna have a lot of worst of lists, and Jay's gonna be like 1 or 3 on
The
there.
Korean IWC award.
Yeah, they must have loved this Rumble when he got hit, but. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. That is it.
So
So
I
yeah,
can
so
the points.
the
I
points.
finished calculating.
Yeah, so yeah, before you do that, so yeah, we'll be back for next week's GMO, and then the next stream or next actual gimmick episode. Let me just find out Chamber is when again. I just looked this up. But
it's like very end of February, like 28th.
February 28th. Okay, so this is
Oh,
so
so
yeah,
very
we'll
last
probably
day of
have,
February. Yeah.
yeah, we'll probably have what we'll figure that out because we got to figure out the last GMO stream as well. So we'll figure out. There'll definitely be. I imagine a stream of the Chamber weekend. I'll just say that there could be something more in between, but with a couple of GMO streams, maybe we'll have to do. Yeah, we might. Maybe what we might do is we might maybe only do one cast in February because I know March and April with WrestleMania we're usually doing a couple. Like I know April we do like 3 because we have the 2 Nanny nights and predictions and stuff. So stay tuned. We'll just be back next week for GMO. But yes, what are the points, Bub, after this raucous Royal Rumble?
Okay. So David has 631 points.
Oh.
And this week, counting the Royal Rumble, he got let me see here. He got 60 points total.
He's ready for the season to be over. He's ready for the season to be done with.
then I have a total of 1,062 points. And then this week I got 169 points. And then Travis still in first.
David got, and then 100 more.
Yeah. Then Travis still in first place with 1,232 points. We got both those Rumble winners. And
so even if Jericho shows up, I got a good wiggle room on you right now.
Yeah.
So.
And then this week you got that'd be 276 points just this week.
Jeez Louise.
Because both Rumble winners for 100.
So.
And then you had a bunch of people get like Rhea got a bunch of eliminations. You had Drew retain the title. Charlotte got a bunch of eliminations. Roman got a bunch of eliminations and Liv too. So yeah,
I'll take it. Well, I'm happy.
I think you've got this. I think you've got this one.
I think so. Much. As long as I don't have like Jericho come back and then all my people like lose their titles come Chamber time or at Chamber.
I'm surprised no one has Jacob Fatu drafted.
Really? Okay. I didn't know that. I thought someone did. So I guess maybe I thought David did, and then maybe when he got injured, I think David dropped him.
And then I guess no one drafted him back. But yeah.
Well, I think that I don't know. I guess last week we didn't, but I remember because for a while, I remember they were saying like, "Oh, he's gonna be gone for a while," and then it was like, "No, he's not. Like, it's just his teeth. Like, he'll be like a couple months." So I think that's maybe we got scared of him. So. Well, there you go. We have that to do. So we got the Chamber. We got GMO to finish off. Thanks to everyone that watched in live chat. And then, yeah, we'll be back. Always just subscribe to social media, whether it's one of our 3 or the Geek First one. Usually try to the week of or Patreon. Give a rough time and whatnot. But yeah, next week is February 7th, GMO final season for 2K25. We'll be back then, and it won't be